Tonight's podcast, as always, sponsored by JMW Heating and Plumbing Limited. Domestic and commercial, gas, heating, plumbing and building maintenance. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, emergency call-out covering the whole of South Wales and South West England. You can get them on the email info@jmwheating.co.uk, on the phone 0330 100 5286. There's 10% discounts for NHS and military veterans, 5% discount for Swansea City season ticket holders and Ambition is Critical podcast listeners. You get a free quotation, that a safe contractor member and a backseat accredited installer. Also sponsored by the Bunkhouse Bar, fresh off Independent Music Venue Week, which they had shows every night last week, gigs every night last week in conjunction with BBC Sounds. It was a massive thing. Looked like a great event. You can get tickets. They're available for all gigs from www.bunkhousebar.co.uk, and you can follow them on all the social media platforms. So get on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and see what they got coming up. They got some big things coming up, and they're also open all day, serving coffee and hot drinks. Finally, also sponsored by the Boss Brewery Bar. You know the drill. It's only 200 metres from the Liberty Stadium, so when you get down there Saturday, there's loads on. You've got Swans Derby, you've got the rugby on at some point. I don't know if that's Saturday or Sunday, but I probably should have done a bit of research on that. But get down there. The bar is open from the earlier time of 1 p.m. on a Friday through to a Sunday night, and they have a new takeaway set up inside the bar with more bottles, cans, and also 10-pint mini kegs for people to pick up and drink at home. Tonight we are on the road. Not quite as far as when we had to go to see Captain Beanie. Oh no, sorry, it's further than when we had to go and see Captain Beanie. We are on our way to Abertillery to meet the man described by Dana White, who was the president of the UFC, if you didn't know, as the hottest prospect in UK MMA. Undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro. Seems a great guy from what I know about him. Big, bright future ahead of him. And this is a big thing. This is why we got to travel, because this is one that we didn't want to miss. So we are on the road. You're going to get about an hour and 10 minutes of me and Paddy on the road. Then however long we get with Jack, and then it'll be a little bit with me and Paddy on the way back. So it's probably going to go quite long, this podcast. So this is it. This is episode 98 of the Ambition is Critical podcast. We are on the road, on the way to Abertillery to meet Jack Shore.
Ambition is critical.
Right, so we're in the car and we are on our way to Shore MMA.
Is that what it's called now?
Yes, because I always remember it as Tillery Combat.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right, the old gym was called Tillery Combat,
and it was like next door to a garage or tyre place sort of thing.
Yeah, it was a proper spit and sawdust gym.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
what's happened, obviously, the gym have always been a successful gym. Obviously come out of there, Jack Marshman, Mr. Pink, Mike McDonough, and the other boys' names on a national level. But obviously Marshman and Jack Shore are the two biggest names that come out of there. Like, and Jack's old man, Richard Shore, Shaky Shore, is well known in the MMA scene.
Oh, high level,
massive,
high level,
all around the UK, like, and currently runs Cage Warriors Wales. So obviously they've decided...
It would be good to get on himself, mate.
Yeah, actually,
in his own right, actually.
Yeah. So what's happened is that they've obviously decided to invest and put their money into building a proper state-of-the-art mixed martial arts gym. Still in Abertillery, but it's obviously... in my head originally, I'm like, well, we're going to Tillery Combat, like.
Right, okay, yeah.
But it was only then when obviously I'm doing my research about everything, because I hadn't even noticed that they were building a new gym.
Oh, the gym looks fucking amazing, man.
From what I've seen of it, looks fucking awesome. So it says here on the sat nav, we just leaving Paddy's 1 hour 2 minutes. So from what I can gather, we're going up towards Neath, we're going up, heads the valleys towards Brecon, and then from there on I'll be following the sat nav.
Well, I've been to Abertillery.
I've been one time, right, when I was about 16. We did this like fucking geography school trip.
Duke of Edinburgh,
right, that type of thing, yeah. And I was actually randomly telling my kids about it this weekend because we were watching Top Gear, right? And Top Gear, they did this, they do all the challenges and that.
Yeah.
And part of this challenge was they looked like they were up in Brecon anyway, let's put it that way. And I was telling my kids when I was up there, because part of this trip where we ended up in Abertillery was we went up in Brecon, and we were up the top. We may have been on Penavan, I'm not sure because I was only a kid.
Right.
But we were above the clouds. The clouds came so low that we were above it. Health and safety would have had a fucking field day because there was snow on the hills.
Only this, I don't think Penavan was opened in 93. Penavan opened in 2009, didn't it, when Instagram started. You know, someone built Penavan, didn't it? I didn't know Penavan existed till Instagram came about. Penagram.
Yeah. So, basically, hour of us fucking talking shit here, just doing a podcast. We're not sure how long we're going to get with Jack Shore, but we're going to eke every minute out of it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because seeing as we've taken time, well, a day now, you know, this is the first time we've done this. But I don't think we could have passed up this opportunity.
No, fuck no.
It was the only opportunity we had to go and do it.
And in fairness, he don't know who the fuck we are.
No, that's very true.
And so like he's like probably got loads of like things on the go, little interviews like this. You can see a load on YouTube. He comes across as a great fucking boy. But he ain't coming all the way down to Swansea.
No, not for the sake of us too.
No, and like he said himself, you know, he said he's fucking training every night. He strikes me as a bit of a gym rat anyway.
Yeah.
So like, I think he's in the gym constantly, and so he can't afford fucking 3 hours to come down to us. So we will go up to him.
Yeah, indeed. And actually now, because I was excited about going to see Tulare Combat because, you know, obviously being a big MMA fan for as long as I have, they're about as well known a gym in the UK, let alone just in Wales.
Yeah.
Right. So just to go to these gyms like is like going to football stadiums for some people.
Yeah, of course.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You know, you can nerd out on that type of thing, but just to go to this Shore MMA now, from what I was reading about it and what I was seeing, you know, we are talking about. There's probably no other gym in Wales like this currently.
Right.
All the other gyms.
Chris Reese was that mainly like
even Chris Reese, even the Chris Reese Academy. I think it would be more based around BJJ. I know they do MMA there, but what I'm talking about is state of the art as regards the equipment they have there. Right. And just that it's brand new. You know, it's absolutely brand new. You're not going into what seemingly is an old warehouse and setting up in there. You know, CF24, Dino's gym, they're all starting off new, big space. The gym will be amazing, but
which looks lovely as well.
Looks lovely. I'm talking about this is seemingly like, you know, like Maney built this gym, like, even though it's all new interiors, everything, purpose-built stuff. It looks like it's going to be packed up when you get there. So it'd be interesting to see how they've gone about it. And you know, it's a lot of money spent. Like it's a big investment, but you know,
when you've looked up, you have seen like numbers being mentioned, is it? Or
well, no, I was just assuming. But you know, when you look through the Shore MMA Facebook page and stuff, they've got tons of people there. You know, they're running all sorts of different classes. You know, they do BJJ out there. They do Muay Thai, boxing, everything you can think of. And from what I can gather, you can use it as just a normal gym as well.
Yeah. Well, I think I seen that Jack Shore documentary years a while ago, maybe not years ago. When it first came out, I seen a load of Merthyr boys posting it up, and I watched it, and it was fucking great as it happens. Gives you a good insight into the old man. So don't tell him to his face. Can't believe he's only 46. He's only fucking 5 years older than me. I think he's about 63. I thought he's been living in the favelas in Brazil for fucking 9 years learning jiu-jitsu. But fucking that documentary saying you can have firemen in there, policemen, people who are off the beaten track, all training. Obviously not everyone's in there fucking 6 nights a week. But I think it's a gym that anyone can use. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, people have probably been travelling from Cardiff to come to Tulare Combat anyway, you know, boys. Oh, easy, yeah.
Not everyone's from Abertillery, like, but they'll be from the Valleys area, travelling there. So, yeah, I'm excited about meeting Jack. He seems like a really nice fucking cool guy from everything I've seen about him. Obviously, fucking huge potential prospect. So anyway, that's why we've taken this opportunity to come up here, like. Right, so we just fucking podcast, is it?
Yeah.
Right, let's do a mention for Love Sport. because we hadn't talked about
Oh, unbelievable. Fucking, you've just overtaken me.
Well, I don't know
Oh,
about that.
massively.
I don't know about that because I ain't getting fucking paid, and you're getting weighed in for every MC gig you do. You can't.
Yeah, I've nearly been weighed in a few times, particularly Paul Davis's show when I nearly got filled in 3 times.
So, how this came about, right, was just before Christmas. I noticed that a Love Sport producer was started following us, and I always follow everyone back, so I followed him back. Now, I know this seems strange to me, like every time, like we've got journalists from Wales Online, we've got Sky Sports presenters following the podcast, right?
Who just taking a wrong turn and like a fucking halfway.
What a fucking twat! What a great start that is. I'll spin around. I'm too busy gassing.
Yeah. Which worries me about my fucking life, actually.
No,
like, because too busy gassing, we're gonna end up toppling over.
Hang on, don't worry about it. They only got a turn spin over.
Yeah.
So the
Love Sport
producer following us. I followed him back. He messaged me like, would you like to come on and talk about the Swans every now and again, blah blah blah. I said, whatever mate, yeah, you know, no problems, let me know. And then didn't hear no more. So then just after Christmas in January, another guy who's Irish as fuck, by the way.
Never, top of the morning to you and all.
Pádraig.
Pádraig, is it?
P-A, no, he didn't pronounce it like that.
Oh,
because of his accent. It's P-A-I-R-I-C. And all hyphenated and shit. Pádraig, he's when he pronounced it. Pádraig Birmingham. Anyway, he started following me, following the podcast, sorry, and I followed him back. And then next thing he's messaging me, would you like, this was week before last, would you like to come on the podcast? And
on the radio show with me.
On the radio show, sorry. Swans fan show, 9 till 10 on a Sunday night.
So was that going before you, or was it just started like? Because they call every like show the Birmingham City show and all that.
So like I didn't know much. I'd never heard of Love Sport. Obviously I checked them out and they had like you know tens of thousands of followers.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, it must be relatively big, you know, compared to us. Yeah, as well, like you know. So then I seen that they got a fan show for like every team.
Yeah.
So it just so happens that the Swans one is 9 till 10 on a Sunday night, which actually couldn't be worse time for me.
Okay.
Because I'm one tired fucker. So I'm normally in bed by that fucking point. So I said, yeah, right, no problems, I'll do it. He said, oh, look, you know, anyway, so I did it. Obviously it was cut short. It was only 15 minutes that first week because Kobe Bryant's fucking helicopter had gone.
Yeah.
So he cut it short. Done 15 minutes, seemed like 15 seconds, went really great.
Yeah, it did, I listened, it was good.
Anyway, messaged me the next day, Ryan, we loved it last night to do like the fucking, you know, come on regularly and do the fan show and do you know of anyone? Oh, what he said to me, would your podcast partner like to come on with it?
Oh, absolutely not.
I said,
one way to shut him station down.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I don't want. Come no quicker than Kobe's copter.
I said to him, I said, mate, my podcast partner, I haven't watched the Swans since 1989. I said, if you don't want him fucking talking about Tommy, you know, if you don't mind him talking about Tommy Hutchinson for fucking every week. So he was like, all right, if we do a retro show, maybe we'll get him on. So he said, have you got anyone else in mind, you know? I said, have you spoke to the boys from the Jack cast? Now, obviously, I never really, I know people may see, like, there's like, we're all rivals in podcasting. I don't see it that way.
Not at all.
Not remotely, right? We do what we do, like, and that's it. And I wish them the best. The same way I wish TTLO the best. I don't miss. So I just said, oh look, have you tried contacting the Jack cast? Because at this point, I didn't want to put myself in it regularly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because I got other things on in my life, and if I fancy a couple of beers on Sunday fun day, they don't want me on there fucking slurring and talking shit about
no. Big Louis talking to you and
exactly,
all that.
Things like that. So I'm like, you know, look, you know, I'll do it whenever I can do it, but I can't commit to it like every week. So he said, do you know anyone? I said, look, they said that they'd spoke to one of the boys from a jackass, Gupta as it happens, and he hadn't got back to him. So I was like, look, I know Stephen Carroll a little bit. I said, I can message him. I said, I think he'd be perfect for this because he's done this type of thing. I've heard him on the radio before. He's very knowledgeable. He's well spoken, and like I like Stephen. You know, I've met him 3 or 4 times. He's a nice guy. So I said, and it's a sort of
I've always said that.
And it's sort of me and him are slightly different, like in age.
Oh, of course, and in mentality,
nature, and stuff. So I thought it'd be.
He's not a degenerate fucking drug taker like me.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I would
prefer to be called mild alcoholism.
Right,
you know,
okay, yeah. First thing comes
the
to my
drugs
head,
are
like-
recreational.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, so anyway, you know, there's just different attitudes and stuff, and different, you know, just even the way we talk is different. So I thought that would be a good mix. I messaged Steve and he said he was up for it, same as me. He didn't want to commit to it week in, week out. I said, look, what if we just do it between us? You know,
Yeah,
if I
totally agree.
if I can't do it, you do it, and they'll have to find someone else if they want it. If you can't do it, I'll do it. You know, we work it between us, and
Yeah.
when we can both do it, like last weekend,
Which even better.
we'll both do it, because then you do half hour, and instead of just me rattling on, and like, you know, they'll have a bit of a mix, and I thought it worked quite well when I listened back to it. So anyway, yes, if you want to listen to just fucking Pooley Swan stuff, the easiest way to fucking do it is just download the Love Sport app, available on all the fucking nonsense, and there's just an on-demand section, so you don't even have to stay up till 9:30 on a fucking Sunday. You can literally just listen to it the next
Well, that's
day.
fucking pretty cool,
It's
like.
easy, honest to God. Love Sport app, click on it, on demand, scroll down to Swansea City fan show, and then click it, and that's if you want to listen to me and Stephen Carroll talking a bit of football, which, like, you don't know where, you know, we always said, didn't we, if we get offered these things, we're going to have a crack at them.
Oh, mate, listen, you know, listen, like you said, you don't earn no coin from it.
No.
But, you know what, who would have said 2 years ago, oh, fuck, some radio station would have everyone talking about the Swans. We wouldn't have fucking believed you. Like, so, as you said, same as we on our way up there today.
Indeed.
If you get a chance to do anything, fucking give it a
You
whirl.
gotta
Same
try.
as, like, you for Mestre and Stephen Carroll to do it. Pay it forward, innit? I'm sure
Yeah.
he'd like to do it, you know what I mean? I'm sure it suits him.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, like I said, I like Steve, and he's fucking good at what he does, and you know that made sense to me. You know, we got to go mix.
Just passing Trade Centre Wales. Seen that the guy who owns it, Gaff and Mumbles Road.
Ridiculous. I passed.
Good
it
Lord, I've seen photos of inside it.
Yeah. It
Mate.
looked like a 70s disco.
Mate,
in some of
honest
the
to God, I
photos
was
I see.
expecting fucking Andy Warhol to fucking come past in a fucking pair of fucking roller skates. Fucking party. Imagine sitting watching Love Island in that though.
It was like
I'm
some
too
of
tempted to do a mound like Scarface, wouldn't you?
something like from Boogie Nights.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Ella Graham with the tits out and all that. Spunking in her face.
The word is, like, I don't know how much truth, because I've heard so many rumours about it, that
Oh,
there's like
yeah,
a revolving garage, right?
Right, okay.
So he drives his cars like he got Ferraris and
Obviously.
Bentleys and all this shit,
Yeah.
all this pucker stuff that's not on the forecourt, obviously.
Yeah.
Because no one's buying a Ferrari for $5,000 on finance. Like,
No, 90 pound a week
Yeah.
with off Trevor.
Right.
Isn't it? Trevor couldn't even fit in a Lamborghini, the fat cunt, like Doyle.
So they got a revolving garage underneath where he parks all his flash cars, which will just do, because those type of things, you know, my old man had a mare with one of those, right? They
What,
were-
revolving garage?
No, well, this is it. They went somewhere, right? This is
Right.
quite recently.
Right.
And my old man had driven, and they have these like.
Was he in his family car or was he in
I think
Bread
he was-
Man's vehicle?
He was in the yeah.
Driving a braces van, like, innit?
Driving the braces van.
Jumps
Yeah.
up with a cape on.
They were
like.
telling me when I went down to Major Street Club, Dixie was telling me, I think, and my Uncle Lenny was, and there's this garage, and you drive onto a platform, and then the platform disappears,
Right.
and drops the car down to the next level, and you just fuck off, and when you come back, it'll bring the car back up first.
That's proper Iron Man shit.
Yeah, but my old man, it dropped down, and my old man was started panicking. He went
Oh,
down
no,
with
he lost the car, like-
yeah, he thought
yeah.
he'd lost the fucking car.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's
That reminds you of Donna's brother done work in Peter Gabriel's house.
That is random as fuck.
Mate, unbelievable.
Sledgehammer.
His sledgehammer and all that. And so he was doing building work in Peter Gabriel's. And there's a button. So Peter Gabriel's got a recording studio called, I think it's called World's End. Quite
Right,
famous, like.
right.
It's in his garden in London. By garden, I mean fucking probably 3 acres.
Yeah.
So he got that, which is mad, because you've only had that one in. Oh no, he was in another band.
No,
I think.
he had a
Was
film
he in,
back in the 80s, yeah.
Wasn't Peter Gabriel in Genesis? Not sure.
I fucking
Anyway, so you've got his recording studio, big setup and all that. Obviously, space must be a premium in London, isn't it? So there's a button on the wall.
right.
Press the button. The fucking recording studio basically splits in half
Right.
and slides away. And there's a big swimming pool underneath it, like.
Oh, tidy.
Well, fair play. Apparently, Billy Pridmore's in the bottom of the pool looking at his red van.
Looking for his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously when we were on there on the weekend, we talked about Swans Preston 1-1.
I like Gallagher, mate.
Gallagher was great. Brewster, I'm fucking in love with.
Yeah.
Fucking throws it around all over the place, tortures everyone. Booked the referee, got a lot of time.
Oh, put a lot of time for that.
The only-
Oh, he didn't get booked like Gaza.
Well, this was the thing, because
Yeah.
he'd already been booked, right?
I know, imagine getting sent off of that. Probably would have made us love him even more than Del Basta.
He had gone across the centre half, right, and left his foot in. And like another ref would have sent him off.
Yeah.
Right? And he kicked off about that as if it wasn't a foul.
Yeah,
Right?
he got a little bit of attitude about him.
He got that in it, but I don't mind that, you know. And he didn't give the defenders a minute's peace. It was fucking great to watch. Obviously scored his goal, which was a tap into.
But still, that's still
But
like
the goal came from a bit of good work. You know what I mean? Gallagher playing in
Nice
between the
footwork from
lines.
Gallagher.
Yeah, nice footwork from Gallagher. Good vision and good vision from AU, because a lot of people would have tried to dink the
Snap,
keeper. From
yeah.
He didn't. He dinked it back across, and Brewster just ran it in the net. And it was a half decent performance, really. It was back and forth, and it was even and fucking all that. But I couldn't believe that there was a bit of uproar about Scott Sinclair celebrating his goal. I just don't get that at all. Like, for me, Scott Sinclair haven't been our player for longer than he was our fucking player.
Yeah, and let's be honest, like he's not going to go brilliant for us them 2 or 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
But you know, he's not going to have a statue outside the fucking stadium, is he?
No, and I just think like his celebration, unlike Lucas's, which I could see why people would get pissed off, but still I didn't give a fuck about, because the way I see it with the Lucas one was,
we give him shit.
if you're giving him shit, if you're giving a person shit, whether it be online, because you've seen things this week about people slagging him online, which is fucking ridiculous, a bunch of pricks, saying they wish he'd die and all that, that's fucking heavy as fuck, you need to sort your life out. But if you're giving him shit like that, so it's obvious, if he's having shit now, he had shit before, you're giving him shit during a game, calling him a waste of money and all this shit, he's bound to turn round and give you shit back. There's nothing wrong with that. If you dish it out, you've got to fucking take it. Don't complain about it fucking afterwards. I saw people saying, oh, the FA should fucking do something about it. Grow the fuck up. But Sinclair, he didn't even celebrate like that to the Swans fans. Swans fans didn't give him no shit. He celebrated like a man who was relieved.
Just signed for the fucking club and scored his first goal. Crack on.
Yeah, he ran up celebrating with his team. I've got absolutely no fucking problem with that at all. You know, when Wayne Routledge scored against Cardiff when we beat them at the Liberty, he celebrated in exactly the same manner.
Yeah.
He celebrated like a man who was fucking chuffed to score a goal in a huge game. You know, were Swans fans getting up, you know, saying, oh well, like, if I was a Cardiff fan, I'd be fucking getting up in nose about an ex-player fucking scoring against us and celebrating. What the fuck? So that,
when we played Saints thirds, played the Farmers seconds to win the league.
Right.
Kevin O'Donnell was up front for
Farmers. Yes.
And Kevin O'Donnell was playing like a man possessed, and he fucking done an overhead kick and hit the bar.
Right.
And I called him a cunt because we was going for the league. Mate, any level. And we were all mates, and he still wanted to fucking beat us. Any level. It might be an highest level professional sportsman.
Trust me, if I'd have played for Roxburgh against the Saints and scored, I'd have ran the Saints line, giving it to the fucking lot of it. Because
I'd have flobbed it.
Yeah, exactly. But that is what it is, isn't it? That is what it is. It's just fucking, and like I say, people just wanting to get offended about stuff that's really not worth getting offended about. And like I say, I didn't. Like, if Scott Sinclair ran up to the Swans fans and the Swans fans had not been giving him any...
Stop pulling his cock up like a Newcastle fan last night. Right. Got Rosie Webster, bro up doll, you know, it did Mitchell Powell over the end with it.
Exactly. If in that situation a player that you'd respected had turned around and fucked the fans off for seemingly no reason, then I can understand getting a bit upset about it. But he didn't. He just celebrated with his team. So it really, really wasn't worth getting fucking, you know, bent out of fucking shape about, like, you know. But I suppose this is the time in which we live.
Well, did you see that geezer who he was the newsreader for ITN, Alistair Stewart, is it?
Right.
Well, he fucking resigned this week.
Right, what was the story? I missed this.
Right, so he was on Twitter and some guy was giving him shit. Now, if you look back at his past tweets, like whenever someone gives him shit, this Alistair Stewart will recite Shakespeare, a famous Shakespeare quote, right? Something like, to show some respect for other people, never put people down.
Right.
Not in these words, in Shakespeare.
I know.
But at the end of the quote, it's like, you know, you should not act like an ape, right?
Right.
This guy was black.
Oh, right.
He wouldn't even known he was black. Alistair Stewart probably didn't even know he was talking to a black man.
Right.
Because the guy's photo's fully tiny. So this Alistair Stewart have just quoted the Shakespeare quote that he quoted over the years for people giving him shit. More or less saying, you know, live your life, don't be nasty to others. But this guy complained then to ITN.
Right.
Will probably had a bit of an agenda to get rid of him. So he had to resign, like, due to, what they call it, due to remarks said on Twitter, you know, racist remarks. Like, now all thousands of people who knew had Alistair Stewart then comes out and says, this guy is about as racist as fucking Lenny Henry. You know, this guy is not racist at all. You know, we've just got an agenda. Well, the guy who complained at the start was getting so much shit then. He was on Twitter saying, I didn't mean him to lose his job. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. It's too fucking late now, you know.
But this is the thing. If I was remotely famous, I would shut my fucking Twitter down. Fuck that. It's not worth the handle.
No, it's like,
or get a troll account, right? Just like under someone else's name.
Yeah.
And it, just so you can view it. Like, but I would not, under any circumstances, have my name up there because they're looking for stuff. You only got to look at Umar, IFL,
Oh my God,
week,
just about to say.
Right.
He made these comments when he was 16, didn't he? Oh, I know he's probably lost his job.
I will say, right, so just for context for people who don't know what the fuck we talk about, IFL TV, one of the biggest boxing platform probably
on YouTube,
as regards boxing interviews and everything. One of their interviewers called Umar, who is only a youngster and he in his early 20s.
About 19, 20.
Right, okay. Obviously he's made it quite big, isn't he, over the last sort of year, especially travelling to fucking Dubai Saudi to watch Anthony Joshua interview all the fighters. He's
basically what they do, travel the world, going to boxing press conferences, interviewing boxers, pretty good content, good fun.
So he's done really well for himself, right? And he's basically the number 2 now, isn't he, I would say, at IFL TV, behind Kugan Cassius, who's the guy who owns it. So some fucking dog have gone through Umar's old tweets
from years
ago and dug up, obviously before he had anything to do with IFL TV, before anyone knew who he was, dug up him giving shit to Liverpool fans, right, and also calling Tyson Fury a crackhead.
I know,
right? So obviously, looking at it, look, if you banter between Liverpool fans or any fans on Twitter is not new, right? So calling Liverpool fans bin dippers isn't really a arrestable offence.
No,
right?
I wouldn't have thought so.
I don't think that in itself is worth kicking up a fuss about. Calling Tyson Fury a crackhead is awkward
because he's interviewing him
every now and again. He's in that circle. Also, there was some Eddie Hearn thing about putting on shit pay-per-views,
right,
which doesn't look good considering he's interviewed Eddie Hearn God knows how many times. And also Eddie Hearn is big on IFL TV and supposed to fund him in a lot of ways. But when he started talking about Hillsborough, right?
Yeah.
There was comments about Hillsborough and that which you can't defend, right? And I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm not from Liverpool, but I understand how that resonates in Liverpool to this day.
And rightly so, like,
right?
When you probably think 90 odd, everyone knows someone or related to someone, you know,
right.
or work with someone.
So to say the things he said about Hillsborough is bad and is unforgivable to those people of Liverpool especially, right? So yes, I agree that he should be, you know, it's hard to...
But then have second chances now gone, are they?
Well...
You know, can anyone say sorry now, or they just lives got to be ruined? You know what I mean?
This is what I mean though. Like not every situation is the same, right? So, like, it's a real tender one because of what it is. Like, if he'd said other things that may have been close to the bone, he probably could get away with it. I'm not sure about the Hillsborough one myself, and I know I'm not a Liverpool fan, I'm not from Liverpool, but I just think it's probably a step over the line of what I would say is forgivable, maybe, right? Now, I know what you're saying, is it unforgettable? Is it second chance is not a thing? What you got to bear in mind from the IFL TV standpoint,
They got to go to Liverpool shows. Like.
They've got to go to Liverpool. Liverpool is a big hub of boxing, has been for many, many, many years. You've got a lot of fighters out of Liverpool. You've got a lot of gyms out of Liverpool. They run shows in Liverpool all the time. MTK Global, which is a sponsor of IFL TV, will probably more than likely have people working for them from Liverpool. You've got Anthony Fowler come out this week, jumped all over it. Tony Bellew, I think. There's many things that when you're looking at it from an IFL TV standpoint, they have to come out and they go, look, Umar, we would love to let you,
we can't risk another son, innit? I'll never download another fucking...
because all IFL TV is built on their views. And if people from Liverpool, and they can dig their heels in, if they dig their heels in and say, we ain't going to watch IFL TV anymore because they're still employing Umar.
Plus as well, it's not like me and you. Me and you fuck up, we can just say, well, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're not monetised and we're not
monetised.
So basically, we can say whatever the fuck we want, really. And not really care, like, to most extent.
To a certain extent. Obviously, we're not going to go out and purposely say something offensive.
Yeah, but we're that tidy people as well.
Yeah, but like what I've been on Twitter longer than, as long as, since 2011. I was, 31? I suppose I was older. Maybe if you give me Twitter at 16 and I could have been more of a dickhead, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
But it was never my thing to go on there and get into slagging off celebrities, let's say, or known people like.
Well, God, Enzo. Enzo's the new Paul Smith, isn't he?
Oh my God!
From out of nowhere, innit?
Enzo,
I don't think Enzo likes a wind up of mine.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like Enzo will just say what he wants.
Yeah.
So he's coming out and he's saying what he feels, and there's a lot of people who feel a lot of ways like Enzo, but obviously people want to jump all over it. I saw someone call Enzo racist about something he said. It wasn't remotely racist.
Yeah, I just seem to bias.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
But this day and age, like I told you before, if we got any more fucking big, if we got big to that level, people would start patrolling your tweets, right? They'd find something you said, they'd take it completely out of context, right? And they'd try and make you look bad, right? And what surprises me with Umar, is that when he started work for IFL...
Why don't you just delete the lot?
You just literally...
Spend a day, innit?
You just shut that account down.
Oh, really?
That's what I would do. I would go like this, right, Umar, you're coming to work for me, shut that fucking Twitter down.
Can that happen then? It would just close it and stop
Just close it and start a new one up.
Yeah.
Umar IFL TV, right? You just shut down your old one, all that is gone. No one knows who you are.
I'm sure all that's gone though. Is that how it works?
You delete the account, how can people go back and find it if it's gone?
Right, okay.
That's my opinion. They found all his tweets because they're all there. If you went back through mine, if you were that way inclined, you could find tweets from 2011.
Yeah.
Talking to myself about Nick Diaz fighting Frank Shamrock or some shit like that, right? You know what I mean? With no likes, no retweets, and nobody commented on anything I said. Right? So you could do that for everyone. If they're fucking, we saw the Great Act, so we know about the footprint you leave, right? So
we're proper valley country now, aren't we?
We are going into what I would consider
Stella
Brecon Beacons, like,
mad little
on our right hand side over here, that looks like a bit of a mining colliery over there, but look at it. See it? We've got the big fucking lorries up there.
Alright, no, Scargill.
That is hell of a show.
This is proper valleys.
Treherb.
I always wish I lived in Treherb. That sounds like a proper good place to live.
The Herwine roundabout now. On our way, edge of the Valleys Road. So this is actually where it gets a bit scared with the driving. It's not so much dual carriageways and that. We'll go up so far and then we'll be cutting across and probably get up towards Merthyr.
Is there?
Yeah, up.
Running to a fucking ram raid this weekend to find a shop.
Yeah, and then we laid across towards Abertillery, I suppose.
So you'd have this kid. Yeah, I see what I mean.
I admit that would be
Coogan can't have, and you can pull him to one side, don't you? And you say, "Oh look, mate, I want to keep you on. However,
I can't.
Like,
from a business standpoint, you cannot do it. That fucking Andy, the Scottish fucker, he's loving this. He's going, I'm getting a promotion here.
Yeah.
I'm getting Umar's jobs in fucking the other side
It's
of
a
the
good
world.
screw, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
not only is it good fun, you know, travelling the fucking world.
Traveling the world, you're getting paid for it. He's a young man. He's getting, you know, he's making a couple of quid traveling the world, like, you know, interviewing people he's fans of.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a great lifestyle.
But like you said, in this day and age, sadly, there doesn't seem to be any comeback from things.
No.
You know, and if there is a comeback, people are looking to shoot you down at the next possible opportunity. It happened with that Louis C.K. I know the situation is slightly different, and I don't know the situation with Louis C.K.
Go on.
Right, so Louis C.K. is a big comedian in
Yeah,
America,
of course, yeah.
Right? And from what I know, he sort of, it wasn't quite a Me Too, but it was
Done a bit of a Leslie Grant.
He done a bit
pulled
of
his cock
he
out.
pulled his cock out
Yeah.
in front of a bird or something, and you know, she done grassed him up, and it sort of half ruined his fucking career in the US. So he was out for about a year or so. He apologised to everyone, did what he felt like he had to do, and then he started making a bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
Small, you know, doing the comedy clubs and things of that nature. So then what happened? Obviously, you know, comedians are offensive by nature. The content,
Of course,
the content. You listen to Dave Chappelle. There was a massive fucking uproar about Dave Chappelle's last special.
Yeah.
Because he literally, Dave Chappelle does not give a fuck, and he will push every boundary to the hilt. Now, if you like comedy, you will laugh your ass off. It's probably the funniest stand-up I saw last year. Is Dave Chappelle's special, right? But obviously, in this day and age, you talk about trans, right? You talk about these type of things, and you will hold over the coals, right?
But he don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck. He's multi-millionaire. It makes no difference to him. He'll still sell out arenas all across America.
Yeah. He's like a rock star.
And he's still the
America.
most famous, probably, comedian in America. But they try to drag him over the coals. But Louis C.K.'s even further down the food chain, like, and on top of that, he's trying to make a comeback. So what happened? He was in some comedy club, and he was doing, like, obviously he's not doing his, he's warming up, you know, he's doing his comeback stuff.
Yeah,
so
of course,
he's working on stuff
20 minutes,
here and there, like, and he did a bit, and it was something to do with school shootings, right? So it's completely bad taste joke, but obviously when you listen to the joke itself, I've heard it, it's a funny bit, but obviously it's about a touchy subject,
Of course.
so some fucking rat in the crowd is recording the whole thing on their phone, not videoing it, but just recording the audio, probably looking for something
Yeah, I agree,
that they could just edit, put it out of context, and try and fuck his career up again, like.
And it have happened.
And it happened again, like,
joking.
it sort of set him back, where he was like apologising again, which I wouldn't have done. I would have stood my ground. I would have just gone, no, fuck you, I'll apologise for getting my knob out in front of that piece. That was a little bit wrong, like, but I'm not going to apologise for telling an off-taste joke, because every comedian in the world would have
That's
to,
what it's all about.
would have to tell. I would have to apologise. But sadly, like I said, with this Umar thing, it all connects, because this is the world we live in. There's people now that if Umar comes out with a fucking massive apology today, look, these are things that happened 5 years ago. I was a kid. It was stupid of me to have said them. I'm not like that. Tyson Fury knows I'm not like that. You know, I've spent enough time in Liverpool, blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't be enough.
No, it probably wouldn't.
It probably wouldn't be enough. And especially because of the Hillsborough things. I think that is the straw that will break the camel's back in the end. Is that, because I don't think Tyson Fury would give too many fucks.
No.
And I doubt very much Eddie Hearn would give a fuck. Eddie Hearn would probably make a joke out of it.
Don't forget, Tyson Fury was more or less hounded out to the UK because of his remarks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, he beat Klitschko and everyone put him up for Sports Personality of the Year, and the BBC said fuck that, because he made fucking homophobic remarks, which is his right as well, mind. You know, he's entitled to his opinion. He's from a totally different background. To a lot of people. Now, in the gypsy background, my father read a book on, he gave me a book once about, it was a gay gypsy, and his life was made hell because he couldn't come out in his family, because he's being made to fight every day, fight his brothers and all that. You know, that's the way Fury been brought up. Of course it's wrong, but he's still entitled to his opinion. You know what I mean?
It's whether you agree with him or not, his opinion is his opinion.
And he managed to turn it around because of the mental health thing.
Yeah,
you know?
But his beliefs, I doubt very much his beliefs have changed.
No, of course
not. He's that's what he believes, rightly or wrongly. I don't believe the same way as him.
Yeah.
I'm live and let live, you know what I mean? It makes no odds to me, the sexuality of any person. So, but to him, that's the way he sees it, whether you agree with him or not. But is it homophobic to hold that opinion? I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
But it's his opinion, you know. And there's plenty of other people across the world will hold that way. Obviously, he was hauled over the course. He's managed to pull it back now.
Massively pulled it back.
You know, like I said, I doubt he'd give too many fucks about something Umar said fucking many moons ago. I don't think fucking Coogan would be dull enough to send Umar to some fucking traveller camp to interview.
No, fuck no.
Place
Like
to
Snatch,
be.
yeah. The squeaky dog and all that.
So, you know, he may go missing, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I watched that the other day, Snatch. What a fucking brilliant film.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My next fancy dress, I'm going as Bricktop.
Oh, do you?
I got like my old man's yellow shirt. Just fucking. I'll just go in with a cane and a pair of trousers and Donna's
And
glasses.
the big glasses.
Oh, the
gotta
big
get the big
glasses.
Yeah, the big glasses.
Get
You,
shot.
you may have to get some crispy beef in, though.
Um,
Could you get teeth?
No, I'll just do my
just do
rodeo,
the
my
teeth,
famous
is it?
rodeo Donald
Right.
impression. Get shot, sang up my arsehole, Gary. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you, Gary? Bricktop's one of the best
characters of all
characters
time.
ever.
Absolutely the best character of all time. So I watched it the other day. It's still, I must have seen that film 40 times. It's still
Easy.
brilliant. It's
Mate,
still brilliant.
I do see the CCTV footage of burglars getting locked into jewellers.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. Tyrone, you useless fat bastard. And it was exactly like Tyrone, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Brilliant,
Absolutely
right,
fucking
amazing. And the old woman let him out in the end. Oh, you dopey old Shirley when he played that. Brilliant. Tyrone, you dopey fat bastard.
That was fucking great film. But that fucking old piece on this morning was fucking quality. as well.
Amazing, mate. Amazing. Fucking
What's
hell.
wrong with, like, imagine being that's your grandmother and she's talking about getting ramrodded by some Turkish fucking fella.
Yeah,
like,
10 years
no,
ago
like-
I'd be devastated. Now I just think, smash your life up in that. You know what I mean? Just go for gold, live and let, like you said, live and let live. As long as she left me the inheritance. But I'll probably go with this guy she's fucking roasting now, innit? So it'd be more tappy with that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's
You know
it,
what I mean?
You know, fucking, he'd be going back to Turkey, living the fucking
Oh,
dream,
fuck, yeah.
But,
You want about, like the Umar thing? Have you seen about Ari Shafir?
well, what's he done now?
Oh my God, I can't believe
No.
you haven't heard it. Right, so,
I can't keep up with all his people offence and stuff.
mate, this is bad.
It's bad, is it?
Oh my
is
God.
he in the wrong, is he?
He's well in the wrong.
Right.
He's fucking ruined his career, mate.
Oh, right.
Proper ruined his career. So if anyone don't know, Ari Shafir is this another comedian from America. In with Joe Rogan and that clique, so you'd have Joe Rogan, Joe Diaz, Tom Segura and all them and all that. So he's already had a little bit of shit because turns out one of his mates, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
So Bert Kreischer has his own podcast and he records it in his man cave in his house. And his missus and kids are in the house and all that. And Ari Shafir spiked him with MDMA.
Right, okay.
Right? So basically spiked him while he's in his family home, right?
Okay, yeah.
So not only that, he had a flight in like a few hours to do a comedy show and he's coming up on Mandy and he said he was having a panic attack and all that.
Oh, so Bert's not happy with him either.
Bert wasn't happy with him. I think they sort of live and let live. Bert's missus was tamping with him and you know, they was like, so it was a little bit of a thing about that. It's just disrespectful, you shouldn't have done it and all that. So then Kobe Bryant dies.
Right, okay.
And then the same day, within hour of him dying, Ari Shafir posts a video and posts like comments on Twitter. Fuck him, he's a fucking rapist. Best thing that could have happened to LA is that fucking helicopter crash. Fuck the Lakers, fuck the race, fuck the rapist, fuck the Lakers, fuck Kobe.
Was he
all
a
that.
Clippers fan, is he?
Well, so he said all that. Everyone went fucking.
No, I not being funny.
Why?
Right, that I don't understand at
Why?
all.
Yeah.
That is right. Obviously, the rape thing, right? That is, like you say, I don't know enough about that to really comment. But if you believe Kobe was a rapist,
Yeah.
and you come out, maybe there's a time and place and a way of going about it, but
Yeah.
not doing that of what he said there. Fuck
Yeah.
him and all that.
'Cause
When his daughter died,
this is what they say.
another 7 other fucking people.
Exactly, this is what they're saying. So, as soon as that is uproar, everyone puts it. Everyone's fucking.
How come I didn't see this?
Everyone's tagging Joe. Just type in Irish Fairley and you'll see it all. And you'll see it all play out like.
Right.
Everyone's tagging Joe Rogan, who fucking have a word with your boy. All his promoter drops him same day. All the shows that he fucking had cancel him same day. And this is where they do what they do. And he comes out then and he does the big speech. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he says, whenever there's a celebrity death, I always go in and that's what I do. That's what my fans want me to do. I couldn't let this death go without saying anything. Obviously, I didn't realise at the time there was a family died. I apologise. So we were like backtracking like fuck. But again, it's fucking too late. It's out there now. And once it's out there, we fucking had it. And
this silly cunt.
Gotta be Forrest.
You're gonna lose a Forrest member.
Stackle would have had it then, the little fucker.
And he waved as well. He may have been Stackle.
Yeah, it could well have been Stackle. He wasn't carrying his dog Chapel in a fucking Louis Vuitton bag, was he?
No, I think the Kobe one is very touchy because Kobe is such a legend in that.
Oh, he's got the second best player ever.
Well, you know, when you're talking about, obviously there'd be a big debate about the greatest players ever, which you could go on about forever. But he's he's probably in the top 10 greatest players.
Top 3, wasn't it?
Well, people are saying that now.
Right.
They didn't say that before his death.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So, of a certain generation, you know, he's got enough accolades to be definitely in the running for talk of the greatest, one of the most talented players of all time.
Who is Jordan?
Obviously, Michael Jordan would be most people's pick for. You can go on YouTube. There's loads of videos on this type of thing, and the pros, majority of the pros will pick Michael Jordan.
Right, go on through the others then.
Obviously, when you go back, people I never saw, like Wilt Chamberlain from the 70s.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right, he's the highest point scorer.
Right, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is also in Airplane.
What?
He's one of the pilots in Airplane. You know the film Airplane?
Oh yeah,
because they do that joke. You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he goes, "No, I'm not." And his name's like Roger or something.
Right, okay.
And go back and watch Airplane. Amazing scenes with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But anyway, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robinson.
But these were obviously before Nike, like.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are in the sort of Stanley Matthews type of fucking.
Right,
in the 70s, you know, you're talking about George Best type of.
And Sky football didn't start till 92.
Right. Okay. So there'll be a lot of people of this age don't know who George Best is. Let's say, right?
Of course.
So they will know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, but they may have seen Kobe. Kobe would have been the guy that they watched growing up, and they would have saw bits of Michael Jordan. So even Jordan now is sort of going out. So LeBron is the big name now.
Yeah.
LeBron is the name that's in the running for greatest basketball player of all time. Like, you know what I mean? Best basketball player on the planet currently, things of that nature. So it just changes with generations, doesn't it? You know. But Kobe, yes, definitely in the running. But in LA, he never moved. He went to the Lakers as like an 18-year-old straight out of high school, and he stayed with the Lakers until he finished his career. He won, I think, 5 NBA championships, MVP, fucking, you know, all these accolades. Like, was up until recently, till LeBron passed him, the third highest point scorer of all time, I think, or something like that. You know, he's got all the accolades to be regarded as one of the greatest of all time. So in that neck of the woods, especially, and not just, you know, in America in general, it's hard to say those things about Kobe Bryant, because even after the rape thing, because people didn't even believe that. It was like, oh, she's a gold digger, you know, all this type of nonsense. You know, people didn't look down on him after that type of part of his career. So to go in on him, especially that early, was probably tough, like, because I saw a lot of jokes made the net, you know, within a short period of time, like, and you know, when I clicked on the comments of those tweets, there was complete uproar. It's one of those ones maybe you should have stayed away from, basically, like,
just don't be nasty.
No.
Simple as that.
Yeah, just don't be. I know. Look, you can give it time, and you can make jokes down the line. Because people will, in a year's time, someone will make a Kobe joke in some stand-up, you see, and it won't matter as much because it's not so raw, like, you know. But I think with kids dying, and, you know, there was 8 other people died as well as Kobe Bryant.
What's
Mad, it really spun me out.
Yeah.
You know, I got that Sunday, I got a text, WhatsApp message, Kobe Bryant's dead. I was like, what? Clicked on Twitter, and the only people reporting it at the time was TMZ.
That's right, yeah.
And I was like, TMZ? Fuck TMZ, it's a load of bullshit, like, you know? And then you start seeing it rolling in, and it's like, no, Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah, but TMZ reported it before the family
found out, like, yeah.
Which is a bit naughty, like.
Naughty, and there was a lot of things going on that night, and it was just a real, especially now, because over the last say 8 years, I've sort of got really into basketball,
right, yeah,
and it was only that weekend, and I watch the Lakers as much as anyone because Anthony Davis, my favourite player, he's at the Lakers now with LeBron,
right?
So they big
Anthony
team.
Davis,
yeah.
Sounds like he's from the Ghost.
Yeah. Kobe was at the game on the Saturday,
right,
when LeBron scored the points that passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list, and then on the Sunday the fucking helicopter went down. So there was a big thing talking about Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
LeBron was interviewed. What was it like? How do you feel passing Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list? There was all this going on, and then the next day he fucking died. He couldn't have been more in the public eye, seeing as he's retired at that moment when the fucking helicopter went down.
How bad do you think that minute, man, that couple of minutes must be?
I've thought about it.
You know,
being in that helicopter going down.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
If you're spinning, or if you like just or would it be like just into the mountains?
Who knows?
They said it was fog, wasn't it?
Who knows? But all I know is I've never really fancied helicopters.
No.
Not for me at all. Really not my scene. Never fancied it. I've always, like, in a plane, and in a plane you're coming from 30,000 feet, right?
And then a plane is not natural either, mind. Doing this big fucking metal sheet.
I don't think you've got any more chance of surviving in a plane to do an helicopter. But there's something about a plane. It's like, the pilot can glide at it.
Yeah.
You know
As you're going down, at least you can stick like old episode of Only Fools and Horses on or something. You know? As you're going down, who sticks fucking Jolly Boys out, you know?
Yeah. But with helicopter, it just feels like a dead fall out of the sky, like, you know, and no, it's not for me. But then when I found out afterwards, like, he took helicopters everywhere.
Yes, have you seen the video?
Yeah, I've seen the interview.
Which makes it even more tragic why he was taking helicopters.
Because, like, to admit that the only reason he was, he was saying, I only take helicopters everywhere so I can spend more time with my family, because the traffic in LA
must be crackers.
Is so shit that, you know, I can spend 3 hours in traffic going to the Staples Centre, or I can get a helicopter down in 40 minutes. Yeah. You know? And I've heard Bill Burr talk about this on his podcast, because he flies helicopters, and he says the same thing. If he's down in a certain part of LA doing gigs, like, he'll charter a helicopter down there. Oh, we're coming off the Bing Road pad. We're
going into God's country.
We're proper in God's country now. So yeah, it just seems, like I say, it seems more and more tragic when you realise why he was on helicopter. He wasn't on helicopter because he was being a flash twat.
No, far from it.
Far from it. He was on helicopter because he just wanted to spend more time with his family.
Must be crack, isn't it? That's my only worry about. I'd love to go to LA. My worry is I jump out of a fucking airport and jump in a taxi. I've done my budget for the fucking week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Imagine some fucking Hispanic fucking taxi driver saying I owes him fucking 900 quid.
Yeah, but you've seen the videos, man. I think Dana White posted one this week.
Right.
Of the traffic in LA last night.
Really?
And it's just showing headlights and rear lights on two sides of like a 4-lane fucking highway.
Yeah.
Like, for as far as the eye can see, like, videoed from a helicopter. And you're like, can you imagine being stuck in that?
Yeah.
How your days, if you've got an 8-hour work day, it's a fucking 14-hour work day because of traffic.
Just because of that.
Just because of traffic, like. You know, and I complain about fucking traffic on the Kingsway.
Oh, of course, yeah, we don't know, like,
we don't know the fucking half of it. Because I've driven in places, like driven in Birmingham, London, places like that, and it is a different world.
Yeah, of course
when you get in amongst it, like, the whole process of driving is completely different. You've got to be way more aggressive when you drive. You drive like...
Yeah, I agree. I'd be letting everyone out, would I?
Yeah,
I'd be fucking there for 9 hours, like, still letting everyone out. Everyone beeping me like, fuck.
In Swansea, in reality, people are way more laid back than they are in London.
Yeah.
In London, you've got it. People are cutting each other up all over the place. And the first time I drove in London, which was probably, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, I was driving like I was driving in Swansea, and I was fucking stuck in junctions. I was like, I'm not going to get out here today. There's no fuckers letting you out, you just got to go. And then once I realised, after about 10 or 15 minutes of driving in London, in the centre of London, I realised, no one gives a fuck if you pull out and I'm cut them up.
Yeah.
That's just the way they drive up.
Same as New York, we got up to airport, do an hire a car. Imagine me driving round in the middle of Manhattan, not knowing where the fuck I'm going. No way. I'd have fucking Hell's Kitchen on lockdown, wouldn't I? Just going up the wrong way road like I did in Mansell by Richard Mansell's house. When I first passed my test, I went down that 30 mile an hour. Yeah, nearly drove into Spencer Popham's mother's window.
Oh, I've had KFC on the way back, look.
Oh, fuck it, mate. We've been passing loads of services. KFC's, McDonald's, we have one in each.
I haven't eaten either. So, hit a bit of fasting all the way. KFC, bucket of gravy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As long as we got time. Yeah, so, yeah.
Big fan of KFC gravy.
Mate, got to.
Yeah?
You got to have it, yeah.
What's your KFC your choice? Boneless banquet? Or are you like a fucking bucket of chicken, man?
I'm a bucket of chicken, man. I'm Neanderthal, I am.
Donna always has murders in KFC. Can I have 3 breasts? Shows causes riot. You'd swear you'd ask to fuck the guy, the American guy, the American guy in KFC. You'd swear you'd ask to fuck his mother.
You just want to give you legs all the time.
And and I'm sure that he'd just give her legs and out of spite. Yeah. Little fucking American bastard when he is.
No, I genuinely could sit there and do one of those $15.99 buckets.
Oh, mate, on the edge.
I'd sit down and
easy.
polish all one of them off.
Yeah.
No fucking thinking.
Easy.
But,
and the garlic mayo dips are fucking tremendous.
Yeah. Because I'm eating fucking healthy at the minute. I'm eating as I'm like, my weight's down perfect. You feel less and less like eating shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? But today, I weighed in 12 stone this morning.
Is that good?
That's very good, yeah. That's the weight I want to be when I go to fucking Bendon and when I do London Marathon.
Oh, that's perfect.
So I'm ahead of schedule. So I just basically think to myself, fuck it, I'll eat whatever the fuck I want today.
Yeah.
It's my missus' birthday tomorrow. We're gonna have a bit of fucking scran out. I'm gonna eat the fuck I want this week.
Where are you going?
No, I don't be going far. We're either going to Mansell or we're going to Margaret. I think we're going to Mansell because they got the pool table there. The kids can play pool.
That's fair enough.
Jukebox and that. Nice and quiet over there. Fucking meal and have the run of the place basically.
Can't believe La Perilla fucking closed down now.
Yeah, I know. That was a fucking strange one.
Yeah, but I see what Gilmore's saying. Mind, Gilmore breaks it down, and when he breaks it down like that, I do think, well, you can't book a table unless there's a party of 6. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you're gonna gamble going down there, paying fucking parking, and then not even get a table. They close at 2. Fucking hell, when every other fucking restaurant now is opening at 8 for breakfast, they open all day, innit?
And let's not beat around the bush. Bistro Pierre shits all over Le Bras.
Never been. Like Alan Brazil. Never been, Ronnie.
Well,
never been.
You should go.
Any good?
It is the governor. You know, I've been 3 times. I went for my 40th, and not just because Gilly's my mate.
Yeah.
He runs the fucking place. I'm telling you, you go in Bistro Pierre on a Monday night, right?
Right.
It's fucking packed in there.
Good, right? That's great.
So that tells you everything.
Of course, yeah.
I know some people don't like busy restaurants because
I like the atmosphere, like
right.
Yeah.
I say that if you're going into a restaurant and it's busy, you know it's good. You know what you're going to get there is good, right? It's fucking... Like, I went there on my birthday for my 40th, 6 o'clock, there was a handful of people there, and we had the room upstairs.
Yeah.
When we were leaving, at like 7:30, it was full.
Yeah.
On a Monday night. And the Prilla probably got no fucking in there.
Yeah.
And the place is next door to each other. The Prilla, in a lot of ways, is higher up. May have a better view. I've never been in there.
Yeah.
But people go to Bistro Pierre because they know they're going to get the fucking quality.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I've never honestly been that big a fan of La Bras or La Prilla.
Miller and Carter.
I'm a Miller Carter guy.
Yeah.
Bistro Pierre I love. Bouchon de fucking Rossi. Actually, I haven't been for a while as it goes. I tell you one which goes under the radar, but I've always loved it. Gallini's.
Yeah, I always like
Gallini's in the marina.
Yeah.
I fucking like Gallini's. Me and her likes Gallini's.
I've never gone to Bouchon in the night. I've always gone in the day.
I've only ever gone in the night.
Ah, right. Days are like an old day menu, but I do want to try it in the night. It's fucking beautiful.
And obviously, Dadio's.
Oh, fucking hell. Dadio's is a staple, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You've got to go to Dadio's, like, you know. So Dadio's is fucking tremendous. They are up there. I still like Casamari. Casamari's fucking lovely, and if you get it the right table.
Well, listen, say Martin Molan come down from Kettering, and he come down for the weekend. I think if you're going to take him to a restaurant, to sum up Swansea, I think you'd probably take him to Casamari just to show him what the fuck Swansea's all about.
Yes,
innit?
yes.
Amazing scran, and probably the best setting for a restaurant you could fucking ever have. Like,
I agree. Even though obviously we've got biases towards other places. Like I do. We went there quite recently. Me and Tina. We were going to go to Dario's, but Dario's not open on a Monday.
Right.
And it was a Monday. I was off. So we ended up going to Casamari, and honestly the food was fucking tremendous. And we sat in the window. It was lovely. Like, you know. So yeah, I do like a scran out. Where are we going next week? Oh no, yeah, we're only going local fucking tomorrow for the birthday, because she's out Saturday, and we go into the Towers. Oh, listen to this, you're gonna love this.
go on.
Towers next Saturday.
Meatloaf?
No,
No.
Lionel Richie tribute.
Ah, you get in there, Trundle be blacked up, buddy.
We got it.
100% in it.
That's his side gig for the weekend.
Yeah.
We go dancing on the ceiling.
Oh,
I know that.
amazing.
So she had said, obviously I said, look, we'll go away for your birthday. Right, okay. We're looking at going to Cardiff. There was really nothing. We were going to go on her birthday because she was going on. We're going to go the week after, which is advantage again. There wasn't nothing on really
Right,
that I
yeah.
fancied. You know, if there'd have been a band on, not even a big band, just a band
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
fancied or something. And I was looking around, I didn't fancy it. And then the hotels, because it's the day after Valentine's Day, they stay inexpensive.
Ah, of course they are, yeah.
Right, so I was fucking hell. So we started looking a little bit close to home. She said, what about one of the tribute nights at the Towers?
Just
I was
doing
like,
her?
and her brother and his missus.
Ah, very good.
So
And this is Saturday.
this is a Saturday the 15th. So I think it works out about 144 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's the night stay. You get food that night. You got the show.
Yeah.
And then you got you got breakfast in the morning.
Ah,
right?
yeah, of course.
So I say, yeah, come on, and we fucking paid for it, and that's that. Lionel Richie dancing on the scene.
Amazing.
And
Greatest ever, Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer sketch. What a feeling, and they was on a sea-link ferry. What a feeling when you're dancing on the sea-link. When the night I was listening to on the radio, me and Donna stayed up in Cardiff.
right. So
when-
we were in Cardiff listening to me. How romantic is that?
I was on the toilet. Yeah. I'd already shagged him when we got up there for one. So I spunked my load in. I was done then, pretty much. I'd bought the Viagra off Ryan Hall, thinking, no, this will do me good. And then once I shot my load in, I was only good for dancing on ice.
Right, okay.
So I'm listening to, we went to Carluccio's. No, we were talking about restaurants being busy.
Yeah.
And like, it was the same, nice enough scran, you know what I mean? But we was round the bay and it was fucking dead. And I'm the same as you. When you go into a restaurant, it's just you and another couple of people there. It's not the same. I like it when it's busy and when it's fucking rammed.
As long as you're not sitting on top of each other.
Yeah.
I've been to where the fuck did they like basically sit us on another table with? So I tell you what it was. It was that fucking place that opposite the old Riley's. It's like they eat as much as you want fucking Chinese.
Oh, yeah,
I remember
yeah.
going in there years ago with Tina, and it was rammed. You know when it first opened?
Yeah, of course.
And they sat us on a table for two.
Right.
And there was a table for two, literally a joined to our table
Oh,
for two, you
yeah,
know, one of
that's
them.
not- yeah.
And they sat us next to another couple, and I looked at them. I went, "You going to fucking lot?" And I said, "We moving from here." And
Yeah.
we moved, and we just went and picked our own table. But yeah, you know, I like it if it's busy, but I don't want to be sitting on the same table,
I'm with you,
hearing
yeah.
the conversations
Yeah, spot on.
of the people next to me. But that's like when you go and Bistro P, it's not like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's you know, they've got the set up
Well,
well.
I'd have to give it a whirl, I think.
Yeah, it's
It
I
I had a
lovely.
fucking man in the hotel. I didn't tell you, did I?
No,
We stayed in. Why did we? Basically, just a night away.
yeah.
I'm like, fucking hell, we try and do it. We only do it. Gets a chance once a year, you know. We haven't been fucking stick with telly, like, so fucking. Got the chance to go away. My man had her for the night, like, so. The Exchange Hotel, Cardiff.
Right.
Nice little old listed building.
Yes.
Whirlpool bath,
Love it.
which always goes well. But this is a pet hate of mine. When you go in to the hotel, it takes 50 quid,
Off you
no, like deposit off you,
Yeah.
like, right? Don't mind that at all. You know, it is what it is. They done it Celtic manner. But everywhere it does the same thing, and it fucking annoys me. They take it off you. Now, to me, it should go straight in your bank. It should just be holding, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But they take it off and they say, oh yeah, it takes 10 days to go back into your bank.
No.
How is that? Like, that's not right. Like, Celtic man had done it, and he's fucking did it.
You know what's happening? I ever go to a place like that, I'm dropping 50 quid notes on account, guys.
Nice.
You can fucking pull that behind and I'll pick it up Sunday.
Yeah, no, that's a good shot, which is what I'll be doing from now on. Like,
yeah, fuck them.
And if they say, oh, you need your card, well, I haven't got it. Like,
no.
Great. So I think, saying, I'll have that back anyway, right? But fucking no, I'm in massive dispute now.
We're nearly there. We're 3 minutes away. Go on, carry on.
We're in massive dispute now with this fucking Exchange Hotel in Cardiff.
Why? What did you do to them?
I didn't do fuck all. Precious, I've got in the whirlpool bath.
Right.
And there's a big sign on the fucking wall saying, do not put soap or shower cream in the whirlpool.
Right, okay.
Precious hadn't seen it.
Right.
And she's fucking chucked...
She's lathering up.
She's chucked Radox in there, ready for me to come. It'd be like a fucking me and her gonna be filming Free Willy. Right. I walks in the fucking bath, Donna's crying. We just under my chin in fucking soap. Right. It's like the...
Because they would pump all the soap up, wouldn't it? Yeah.
The whole fucking toilet was full of soap. Right. It was like the foam party at Lorette. Yeah. I was half expecting Auntie Dennis to come and 2 foot my missus. Murders. They had to change rooms, everything.
Oh my god.
But then they said that we soaked the room and we fucked the electrics up. So they've held my 50 quid.
Wow.
So I'm back and forth now,
Barneying with them.
Oh, Donna was crying her fucking eyes out. Because I'm in the fucking bedroom watching Liverpool versus Shrewsbury, and she, all I can hear is crying in the bathroom. I couldn't find her. It took me 10 minutes to find her. No, she's little fat midget. I was in there searching and everything. It was fucking nightmare. It was like she was in quicksand. So I was fucking devastated. So it cost me 50 quid because the stupid cunt didn't read the site.
We're here. This 6 bells is where Jack lives.
Oh, is it really?
Right, yeah.
Probably that big huge house that we just passed.
So, right, Aberbeeg. Yeah, that's 6 bells down there.
It don't get much more valleys than this, does it?
Don't get much more valleys than this. So I'm assuming that Glandour Industrial Estate
is where it'll be.
Is where we're heading. Yeah. Oh no, this is proper.
This makes
valleys.
me feel Welsh as fuck.
Yeah. Oh, we're
gonna
be singing.
Like, feels like my mother. Yeah. Wales was Wales when England was.
We're going to be singing Callan Lan and
100%, mate. I'm going to pull a leak out my ass, stick it on my chest.
Okay, so keep your eye out, Pad, because literally I'm coming to the end of the sat-nav. So, because this is the postcode he gave us.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Proper valleys.
Oh.
And we seem like big city fucking boys coming to a place
Oh
like
man,
this,
I feel like fucking Arch from the Only Ways Essex coming in here.
Is it this has got to be this.
Oh man, it's probably this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be in here. We just got to find the unit then, so. Probably holding up a traffic there to a 40 mile an hour in a 60.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are in here. We're going in here. We're going to take our chances.
Yeah.
Glandour Industrial Estate. Was a screw fix down here?
Mate, there's a screw fix everywhere. Open till like 11 o'clock in the night.
There's bound to be a Greg's down here, isn't there?
Do you reckon, yeah?
What do you think so? Shore Mixed Martial Arts.
Oh, lovely.
Look at that. Right in front of us. Hang on, it's got to be that one, eh?
Yeah. And is he going to be on the double yellows? Is no parking?
No.
So you know what they're going to do? Kick us out, we big city flyers.
Yes.
Go fuck himself.
Listen, I got YCM. I got YCM1 on the side of this car. Yeah. No one's fucking with us.
We like
I wonder what motor Jack tricks.
All the fucking big gangsters from New York and they goes to Jersey. It does say strictly no parking.
I'm only using it as a turnaround pad. Trust me, no. I'm gonna go back and park over there.
Make sure you don't crash into none of these jiu-jitsu fuckers. Yeah, anyone who hasn't got a fucking cauliflower here will get into.
Yeah. Right. Let's pull up there. This is a screw fix parking, but we'll have a word with Jack when he turns up. I'm sure he got some fucking pull.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so we're here. We're going to call this a day for now. 1 hour, 6 minutes. Fuck, not bad. It goes quick with him when we fucking podcasting. Yeah. Right, coming up next will be from Shore MMA, episode 98 with Jack Shore. Right, all right, Jack, lovely to meet you. So, how was your Saturday in here last night?
Well, basically, I'm sure you know with Brett, he probably give the lowdown, but you've got to log your location wherever you go. So even if I like go away for the night, go and all, I've got to log my location and app. So obviously every night I'm logged in here, and my urine's on the best. So I was over on the mats now talking to the coach, and some old guy comes in and my old man shouts something over. Oh, look who it is! So I thought, oh, I'm just one of his friends. Like, you got how many fucking friends? You don't know where I'm going. So I just lied, like, oh yeah, right, waved to him. Went to start with him. He said, no, USADA. Like, so basically because obviously you've got to go in a container and then you've got to bottle it all up and everything. You need like you've got to be out of the way, segregated and everyone. So we had to come to my old man's office and use the desk where you had to.
So was the guy standing next to him while that's going on?
Yeah. So he, as soon as he comes here and obviously clocks your year, he's got to monitor you then from the minute he turns up to the minute you go, because I'm down for training. If I wanted to be arse, I could say, look, I got to do the session first, so you'd have to wait, but you'd have to watch the entire session. But I said, oh look, we get done out the way.
What good is that truth as well?
Yeah,
you don't want to be a twat.
Well,
he's only doing his fucking
exactly.
job.
And
Not like John Jones every night in under the ring, is he?
Well, there's a couple of boys shouting, like all the boys are wind-ups and row, and I'm like, get into the cage, get into the cage. Like, you can see me now.
Yeah.
But so he obviously has to watch you go, and then he can't leave your side until it's all packaged up, signed off and everything. So, but they're on me flat out. They were here about 2.5 weeks ago as well. They had me and Marshman in one go sort of thing on a Friday night. So they're
But don't you think though, that's good though, isn't it?
Of course it is. It's everyone can, like, I know it's not ideal obviously to log your location and they can come in the middle of a session. Obviously they come at the end of the session and dehydrated. It can be a 2 hours or something. But the way they do it, that is so random, it's nigh on impossible. If you're gonna cheat, you're gonna get caught, sort of thing. You know what I mean? You can't sort of cycle it. You can't. There's no because you don't know when they're gonna come. They could come every 6 months, or like you said, they could come every couple of weeks. They could. Well, I seen something on Twitter that John Jones last year got tested 42 times, so that's nearly every week he's getting tested.
No offence, Jack, you didn't run a woman over.
I denied him the cage right
You were a nice fucking valleys boy, you weren't compared to him.
I think they're going to be, out of all the people in the world now, John Jones is going to be tested more than anyone.
But I think the next one behind him is McGregor.
Is it really?
Again, I think the more you misbehave, the more
they're more likely
looking to catch you up with something. Do you know what I mean? But it's good for the sport. I think it's got to be good for the sport. Cause I can imagine it costs him. Well, I wouldn't even like to put a figure on it.
How many times do you remember? I remember seeing that one when John Jones got pulled before the Cormier rematch. And it was on Embedded, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Dana
White's nearly fucking crying.
Cormier's nearly crying, and you know what it costs them in pay-per-view buys. I don't know. You know, it's just
and
a headache of it all. Like,
and it's no like, you know, if ever they were gonna turn a blind eye to it to save themselves some money, it would have been that time, wouldn't it? But you know, they I think it's sort of once USADA invests in the sport, it's like it's their way or no way. Do you know what I mean? I've seen.
In all fairness, what at the UFC that pushed
to have the
them in? They had the guy who had
Nowitzki, because they had they did a bit of drug testing years ago and that, but I think it was sort of, they knew when they were being tested, and it wasn't obviously like a random drug test. I think they sort of, and that's when you had people obviously cycling steroids and stuff like that. Whereas now there's no way you could do it, and like they send you these lists, and there's like I got asthma, and even like my asthma pumps, there's a certain dosage you can take, so it's like eight puffs per 12 hours, so everything is to the T. Do you know what I mean? So it's
must be hard for you as well, because I don't know how, like, a professional athlete more than take supplements, not supplements like health vitamins and all that. Must play in the back of my mind. Just saying, fuck taking anything. When I
first obviously signed up for it and everything, and signed up for the USADA, it's like I had to stop taking all my supplements, because you know what it's like when you're not being tested. You take the cheapest supplement. You need a BCA. You just think, you go on my protein, like, that's 20 quid. I'll use that one. But then obviously I had to stop all that. I had to stop all the CBD because I had to get stuff then that was batch tested. So I'm with PAS now, which do the Welsh rugby and football. But you know, luckily all this stuff is batch tested. But even then, like, even stuff that's what's it called, not prohibited, and that you can take, they won't confirm like 100% that you can take it. So you can send them all the, like, you can have a USADA, you can text USADA, right? You send them all the ingredients, a picture, and they're like, that's all good, but to be 100% sure, used to be this thing called NSF, which is like the American certified supplement thing. So, but now they brought it in. The one in the UK is called Informed by Sport. So as long as it's Informed by Sport certified now, then you're as close to 100% safe as you can be. And luckily, PAS are certified now. Whereas going back when I first started, they had to be certified by this American company. Which is
a fucking
no good.
It's no good. It's like by the time you buy it, they get it over. It'd be a waste of time. You'd have to go 6 weeks for having it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's one of them ones. Obviously, it is the better for the sport, but you've got to be so careful. Like even paracetamol and what's it called? What's it called? Not Lemsip.
Sudafed.
Beat chumps.
Stuff like that, Nurofen.
Yeah.
You've got to run all that by the app. You got a cold,
Yeah.
so you go by tablets. You've got to scan it in on the app to check that you can
It's
take
okay
it.
to take it.
Yeah, because you can take some even over the counter antibiotics, stuff like that. I reckon you've got you've got a chest infection and give you flucloxacillin, or you've got to run it through the app.
I think the doctor don't really give a fuck. He's not even
No, I've got to declare to the doctors, but that's only because I've declared. Like when I was asthmatic, like they found out I was asthmatic a couple of years ago, he put me on the brown pump, and in all fairness, the doctor, he was clued up because he sort of knew my job, and he was like, he said, let me run it through the list. He said to check, and he was fine on UCAD. Then obviously USADA is an American company, so we had to run it through all that again. But it's so much.
It's headache in itself, isn't it? To go alongside all your training, and your diet,
and it's not as simple as like people just say. It's not as simple as just not taking steroids. You know what I mean? It's like you can get, if something is tainted, like you can get pinged on creatine or BCA. If something is tainted and they got something there that you don't know, well then you're double fucked really. Like,
you've got to be fucking so due diligent.
Do the UFC come to you with a list and go, all this stuff we know is okay to use this stuff?
So there's an app. You've got the USADA app, and then there's links on the app, and it's Global Draw or something like that. So if you click on that, that's the supplement app. So sometimes you run the supplement through them because it's all an American database, they don't always come up. So you've got to run it, then you've got to write down every ingredient in every supplement and run that through. That's what we did for the first part. Then obviously with PAS now sponsor me, they because they're Informed by Sport certified, the UFC have partnered up with them. USADA, have partnered up with them now as like the British certified them, whereas NSF is like the American supplements. Informed by Sport is like the UK supplements. Right. So what they're saying, as long as you've got that Informed by Sport badge on it, if you do say you get pulled on something and it's tainted, as long as you've got the container with that on it, you can take that and say, well, something must be tainted, and then they'll pay obviously to test it and batch test it. But with PAS, they've been doing it years, so they got a big lab, everything is batched. Obviously when they're supplying people like the WRU, the football teams, I think they got like 5 teams in the Premier League, they got to be bang on, and they know they have, because they have one little instance where someone gets pinged for something that's tainted, they ruin your reputation. So they're so good with the details and everything. Like John, who gives me my subs, he gave me defence tablets the other day. It's like a multivit. He's like, don't take them for 3 days. I'm waiting on the batch test results. So he knows the crack. He's bang on with everything. So it's good to have someone like him on board as well, because, like you said, you pretty much from the first couple of months, I was teaching learning. I was being cautious for myself the first couple of months, whereas now I can just sort of say to John, "Is this all right? Is this all right?" And he's clued up with it all. You know what I mean?
It's like it worked with me when we had to do a piss test to drive the big vans. I just give it to my mate Colin Breed. He'd never done a taste drug. He'd never done a drug in his life. Come back, I was diabetic. No, I didn't know what the fuck to do. You know what I mean?
So we're here now. This is the new gym.
Yeah.
Because obviously, being a big MMA fan for years, Tulare combat the old gym, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Proper spit and sawdust gym.
Yeah.
Be the way they call it.
Like, don't get me wrong. What we had was it was suitable for us for years, but it was like this is a unit that has been made exactly like meter by meter how we want it to turn into a gym. Whereas as good as our last gym was, it was a room that we had turned into a training room. Do you know what I mean? And we put an extension on the back. But again, it wasn't something like this. You know, it used to be an old coach house. It was a bus company up in Blaina, and it used to be their offices. Like, so one of our sponsors, Big Jack, took the building over and said we could use it for a gym, and it was great for 10 years. But then, like, when you start having 50, 60 people per class, you've got boys with fights coming up, so we would go up the back room. So you've got one room you've got to fit 50 people in. It starts then it's becoming a bit unpractical then, like, you know, people are smashing into each other, picking up injuries where there's not enough room. Was, you know, down your century, we're averaging 60, 70, 80 a class some nights, and
it is a hell of a gap.
If we had that at the old gym, you'd be turning people away. You know, there's no possible way you could get that sort of numbers in up there.
We were talking about this on the way up. How far are people travelling from to come to this gym?
We've got people coming from every week. We've probably got 10.
Swansea, Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan comes.
Well, I saw Rowan was on.
Rowan's living in Merthyr now at the minute.
Because Rowan's been on the podcast. We had him on.
He's living with Oban in Merthyr. Oban and his brother, but we've got about 10 boys, 15 boys coming from Merthyr, Tredegar. The boys come from Cardiff every couple of weeks. The Ronda, we have boys coming from. They coming from everywhere. Like there's you know, considering me and my old man from Abertillery, there's probably an handful of us down here from Abertillery, and they are just boys, you know, who started years ago, like me, Truth, Marshman, Des and my old man, and a couple of the older guys, like fighter wise. Most of our boys are travelling, do you know what I mean? Most of our top boys are coming from Merthyr, Cardiff, we have Newport as well coming up on the regular, because where we're based, like you've seen, it's sort of just off the main road, so it's a perfect location for the boys who are travelling as well.
I said, we found it easy enough, like, you know, the sat-nav stop literally outside. And
this is it. It's a lot more easy to find. Like the old gym, it's in the middle of Blaina, which is a little town, so you try and send people to the gym, and then the sat-nav, people bring away, I don't know where I am. But this is a lot. This is, you know, it's generally as everything we need is under one roof. Do you know what I mean? We can, like I say to the boys, you know, like Oban, Rowan, the boys coming up now, I said, you've got it all. You're starting off now. You either, you know, the top level amateur on the verge of going pro. I said, you've got it all under one roof. Because when I went pro, obviously we had the gym in Blaina in the nights, but in the day I had to do my own things. So I trained at the Leisure Centre, go to Cardiff for boxing, go to Caerphilly for S&C, have to go to Everville to get my meal prep, stuff like that. Whereas now we've got it all year. You know, we've got S&C up here. We've got a full-time Thai coach, who can come in when and as. We got all our classes in the night, we've got a meal prep there, we've got a sauna, we've got a massage room, so I said they don't realise they made me honest.
Was this a dream of your old man's? Or do you think it's like, because maybe when, because everyone who don't know your old man, he's like high level, jiu-jitsu, and I can't believe, when I seen the documentary, I was gutted he was only 46. It made me feel fucking, I thought he was this ancient jiu-jitsu master, 60 odd, and then he said he was 46 in the fucking thing. Like, when he started now, all them years ago, do you think he envisioned this, or do you think it's just taken off?
I don't think, I think with him, it's like, he's always been sort of in love with the sport, and even when he was fighting, I think his vision sort of thing have just progressed as the years have gone on. So because, like I was saying before we started, when we started in a cellar underneath a nightclub. So I think his vision then was we had a load of boys who were amateur or semi-pro at the time. I think his vision then was to have a pro fighter and sort of have a bigger gym. And our second gym then was just down there. It was the little unit on the end. So it was a lot better than what we had, but it still wasn't a world-class facility by any means. So then we went from there then, and we had a couple of boys go pro, Marshall was on Bama, and then it was sort of, we went up to Blaina, and he was like, right, the boys are progressing now. Then I think the vision was, we moved to Blaina, bigger gym, we'll try and get the boys on Bama and Cage Warriors. Des was on Cage Warriors, Marshall was fighting for the Bama belt. And then within sort of 5-6 years of being there, all the newer boys started coming through then, so like myself, a couple of the younger boys. Marshall going to the UFC then, which, like, you know,
huge,
we never really... you probably dreamed of it, but like realistically, a Welsh guy in the UFC, it sounds not easy, but it sounds doable now. Like, go back 10 years ago, it was sort of unheard of. And then, obviously, with that Jack in the UFC, the gym just ballooned. You had me and Des and Ors and everyone coming up on Cage Warriors. There's more eyes on the sport in Wales because of Cage Warriors and Jack and Brett and John being in the UFC. So I think that just exploded the gym, and then obviously I won the belt, and I think he thought, you know, we can do a lot more than what we initially thought, and then you speak to him about this place, he speaks to it like it's his third child, you know what I mean? It's like he's no, I can imagine. You know, when you think 12 years ago, isn't that long ago? I think he was training a nightclub cellar, and I'm not joking. It was probably as wide as from here to that barrier, and probably as long as this room. That was how big the gym was, and to think that we, like me, Marshman and Martin and Chris, all started off in that little gym, and now we've got this. He's come a long way, and who's to say where it goes? Like,
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
to
right.
say in 10 years I'll only be 35. Like, it's like, who's to say in 10 years we want to have 3 of these side by side?
Because of the Cage Warriors, connection now, and obviously Cage Warriors being a sort of feeder league to the UFC. Obviously yourself and Jack and so many others have gone through Cage Warriors as champions and up to the UFC. More and more people have grown interest in the sport. Like you said, in 10 years' time, this may be way too small for you.
That's
you may need another unit on top of this. Like,
it's like I always say, we've sort of, the way it's same with boxing, we've always sort of been 10 years behind the Americans. Is the way I look at it. Like, going back 10 years ago in America, there was gyms like this knocking about, whereas you would never sort of see it in the UK. But now I feel like the interest, especially in Wales, with, like the ice arena is 4,000 or 5,000. Like 5 years ago, that wouldn't have been doable. You was happy to sell the Newport Centre with 1,000 people in. So I think in 10 years' time, we just sort of caught them up in the sense of there will be shows popping up all over the country where you can sell 5,000-10,000 tickets without having that UFC label on it. And I think the gyms, like you said, this like 3-4 of these, like you see the size. Like I went out to Jackson Winton train. It's very similar setup to this, but it's just bigger. You know what I mean? 2 or 3 times bigger. And I think in 10 years' time, when you look how far the sport have come in Wales in 10 years. You go in another 10 years then with these boys coming through, they're training MMA now from 4 to 5 years of age. I can see it, it's going to be on the scale of what boxing is then, where they're making their millions and millions per
I was
fight.
watching the countdown show this week for John Jones on the weekend, and he's got a full team, isn't he? He's got 8 or 9 people. Really? Like literally, he's got his strength and conditioning coach, his dietitians with him, everyone is with him, and they're all in an office, like organising the week of what's coming up, and that's the way it's going.
When I've trained out in Jackson Wink, like it's called obviously Jackson, we've got Greg Jackson and Mike Winklejohn. But the reality of it is, there's probably 2-3 classes a day then every day, and you don't see a great deal of them top 2 coaches, because you have Greg Jackson does a couple of grappling classes, and you have Winklejohn who take the sparring. But there's sort of sub coaches taking over the classes, because you've got people like John Jones and Ollie Owen there, who, like you said, have got 9-10 coaches around them, and the reality of it is, they're that high level, or they're fighting for that much money. They need 100% attention every time they're in the gym. So like you look at John Jones, you've got a boxing coach, he's got 3 padmen, he's got a boxing coach, he's got Brandon Gibson, who's like a bit of a Thai coach, you've got Winklejohn then, who's like the head striking coach, and you've got Greg Jackson, who's his coach, you've got his jiu-jitsu coach, he's got his strength and conditioning coach, he's got a swimming coach, he's got a nutritionist with him, he's got his sparring partner, and they're there, it's as if he's the boss then, and they're working for him, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and again, it's like that's where they're a little bit in front of us, where they've got the funding and stuff. Like
I was going to say that
people can out there. It's a visible lifestyle to train full time, because America's different. Or you can train all day there and work all night. Do you know what I mean? Whereas there's not always that option for people. There's not as much money as about in this area, especially unemployment's pretty low, so there's only a handful of us here that are training. Even boys like Oban and Rowan, like they're not really training full time. Rowan, Tucker, Josh, they all got jobs or they're all in uni. It's only really me and Marshman who are lucky enough, because we're making enough money now where we can live off what we're doing. Whereas, especially like life in the valleys in Wales, there's not a great deal of money about. So to make the dream of training and fighting full time, you've got to put a lot of hard work in beforehand, and people don't always see that.
You only got to look at Jay Harris now. He's fighting for the world title, and he's still working in Amazon.
Do you know what I mean? It's mental, isn't it? It's like Jay's the guy he's fighting is like, what is he, ranked 1 or 2 in the world? Something like that. He's fighting on an Eddie and out in, where is it too? He's fighting
Texas.
Out in Texas.
Mikey Garcia.
And it's like he doesn't get half the recognition he deserves. Like, how is he still having to work? But that is insane. It's like, but people don't see that. People, I can remember when Marshman won the Cage Warriors world title back in 2016. And there was people up town saying, "Oh, you've made it now. Your old man made it for life." And I said, "Do you fuck?" And that's just said he probably made $2,000 for the fight. Like, it's like, that's not enough.
Cover his training.
He could make exactly, by the time you work out how much he's putting into his training, his diet, buying the diet food, he's probably a couple of grand loss. Yeah. Don't be wrong. When you finally make that break into the big leagues, then the hard work pays off. But the people don't see this. Like, they can be up to 10 years. Like Marshall went pro. It was like 10 years ago last week he went pro, and it's like he's been in the UFC now 4 years, and it's like, what's that? Six years of fighting for pennies, but before you know,
Starting to make
Don't
Don't
forget
say.
as well, like, how long's your career, like, innit?
Exactly.
Because how many, we talked about it before, I got proud of it. Not for the wrong reason, but I just thought it was amazing. I seen like a Barstool Sports interview with Dana White, and they took him around the UFC headquarters. And it was cool as fuck, like, you know, the gym was fucking amazing, all the frames on the wall meant something. And he went into this room, and he said, oh, we call it the war room. And it had every fighter, every ranking, and on the back wall end it had every fight on the last fight.
Yeah.
And I paused it and you've seen John Phillips.
Yeah.
This was just before Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I messaged boys
Yeah.
on WhatsApp saying,
I've seen the same
boys,
video.
you can see John
John
like,
and
as mad-
Marshman is
Marshall
on
put it
there,
as
is
well,
on there as well.
And he would be up there as well.
Yeah,
wouldn't he?
it's insane, isn't
And
it?
I was thinking, a boy from fucking a little town is on there, like, and they're looking at him daily. The fact he was on his last fight, you know, yeah, he was chuffed with the outcome of the
Yeah,
Copenhagen
of
thing
course.
and changes everything. But he was like, fucking hell,
Yeah.
that fucking, you know,
Well, it
local
does
boys.
make people proud, doesn't it? It's like people, you know, people say my old man, and is always like he's went to tell it how it is. Like we've never had no funding off the council. No,
Yeah.
I think they give us a grant the 1 year, and it was something like £75, and
What
it's
are we
like,
gonna do
well,
with that,
it's like,
like?
you can't even buy a good tie pads for
Yeah.
£75. But they, in their head, they're like, oh, we're helping them out. But like, he's like, never had no funding, no nothing. And you look at like this gym, like 2 boys from Abertillery in the UFC,
Yeah.
all come from the ground up, you know, in this gym. And it's like, there's a lot, I think that's why a lot of people get behind it. Same, I imagine it's the same down Swansea with Brett and John. It's like to see 2 boys who are from Swansea, have done all their training, they're grown up there, to reach
different sponsors, like.
to reach the pinnacle then of that sport. I think that's why the Welsh get such a big following in UFC, because everyone is proud to see like boys who've never handed nothing have done
Worked
it the
their
hard
way up,
way and
like,
worked
yeah.
their way up. You know, like you see some Americans getting they've had like 6 fights and they fought nobodies, but because of the gym they train at and
People
you know,
they know,
the people
yeah.
they know, they
Yeah.
get in there. Whereas being in a small country like that, you never get handed anything.
No,
so
no.
that's why a lot of people are so keen to see us do so well. I think,
Yeah.
and it's obviously is a good push for the
I think,
fighters,
like you
yeah.
say, no. Obviously, we mates with Dino Gamatessa, and we followed Dino all across the country. I did, you know, years and years ago when he's fighting in UFC MMA and all that. There was no real thought in my mind then that Dino could get in the UFC. But now, like with Jack getting in and John and all this, these new youngsters coming in, that's why you're going to see an influx of people coming here. You'll see an influx of people going to Chris Reese Academy in Swansea and places like that. Is because they can see that now. They're going, oh, I'm not just doing it for a hobby to fight at national
yeah.
level. I could go and maybe get, if I'm good enough, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just a natural progression. We talked to Brett about it, and Brett was very glowing at Dino because he sort of was inspired by Dino when he started coming into MMA, you know. And they're just, you're forging a path yourself.
I always say it about to me the best example is Des, who trains with us, Chris Edwards. Like I grew up looking up to Des, and like, you know, he's about 5-6 years older than me. When I was sort of 14, 15, he was the man. Like, you know, he was fighting on. He was ranked like 2 in Europe. He was fighting for the pain pit belt. He was fighting for the shock and awe belt. He was fighting for the armour belt. He was fighting, and then he was like one of the first. I think he was the first Welsh guy to like sign a contract with Cage Warriors. But again, it was like he was doing all that, and although he wanted to get in UFC, there was no real end goal because no one had ever done it. Whereas then, you know, now like a couple of us have got it. There's like these young kids are starting now. At, like there's kids here like 10, 11 years of age, and you're saying to them, what do you want to do? And he goes, I want to be in UFC. And it's like because they can see that. I don't want to say clear path because there's bumps in the road and there's other logistics to come into it, but they can see it. You know, it is doable. You know, like I think a lot of people look up to me around this year because I'm not naturally as a kid. I was a little fat kid. And I wasn't the most athletic. I was never naturally gifted at anything sporting wise. I was a decent little rugby player, but because we've just stuck this out for so long, done it from so young, always had my head in it. I think that's what it come and worked out well for me long term. And I think the kids now, especially like, you know, the ones 14, 15 who are starting to grow up a little bit, are looking at me and thinking, well, you know, he did it and he's stuck it for that long and he's trained hard and he sacrifices when he needs to be sacrificed. And I think it's good that they've got someone like that to look up to. Whereas when I was although I was looking up to people like Chris and Marshman, there was never anyone that, like, as being a fan of UFC, there was never actually anyone in there. So it wasn't tough for me, but, you know, I can imagine it's a lot easier for kids now to have that dream again at the UFC. rather than when I was our age. Look, because people just say, "Oh, you'll get in the UFC," and you just be like, "Oh yeah, well, hopefully." It was like, "Will any Welsh person get in the UFC?"
Yeah,
We
yeah.
never know, but they got that path now and that vision that they can see if they crack on, put their head down and get on with it. These boys who like me, Brett, John, that have proven that it's doable. So these young kids coming through now, I think they'll surpass all of us in years to come because of gyms like this, because of the path they're on. It's like they know what they want to do now from so young. Whereas years ago, like I keep repeating it, but when you're coming up, you sort of think it'd be nice to get in it, but I should probably go to uni and college just in case. Whereas now it's like you look in America, these kids on out there on scholarships, they're coming out of high school and big gyms like American Top now are picking them up and saying here's £1,000 a month, come train with us,
Like the American
give us
football thing.
give us 5-6 years and we'll get you in the UFC. So it's like it'd be nice to see that sort of thing coming around. Yeah, I know we got to wait to go with the governing body and everything before we start getting any real funding, but you know we've come so far in 10 years. In another 10 years it'd be nice to see the kids in school learning it sort of in their dinner break after school, and then they've got that opportunity then that they could get the scholarships to join a big gym then and say, right, if you do this, you'll get paid a wage, you're not going to worry about your finances, you can live on site, and hopefully we can get you there in the future and you can pay us back that way. So that's why I like to see the route they go down. I know Chris and my old man are pushing for it to have a governing body, obviously with the MMA Wales and all that now, but it's a lot behind the scenes that's got to be worked on, I think, but I think we'll get there eventually. It's a work in process, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Nothing ever comes easy, especially with MMA.
No, fucking
you know,
definitely.
I think it helps the way you are as well, mate, like in regards to the kids looking up to you. Like, who comes across as a nice person, like
approachable
and all that.
approachable, and I watched that documentary come up a few years ago. This is before we even started the podcast, maybe, but I watched it on repeat for fucking 3 or 4 times. Like, it was fucking great, and your old man lets a 8-year-old boy tap him out.
Yeah.
And all the look on this kid's face. Fucking, this kid gets up and is landed, and the old man rolls away, like, and I just think, oh man, that's made that kid's fucking that weak, like, you know what I mean? And
well, I never think of it like this, but like one of the boys, I was doing a kids MMA class, and one of the boys' fathers shared it, and they said, you know, you couldn't go have a kickabout with Gareth Bale, could you?
No,
you know what I mean? As a 7-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So to have the young kids, like you know, I'd go with some of the young boys and pace me. I'd give them a little pace in themselves, and then you can see, like, even the 15-16-year-old boys who are essentially growing up, to see their face after, you can see that they're buzzing. That even just to get to share a mat with, like, my old man. So, you know, they stick it out a couple of months. He's like, right, come to the adults class now, especially the boys with a bit of potential. And you can just see they're buzzing to be around all the, you know, being that young and to be around the older boys and boys who are fighting pro and boys who they look up to, they you know, that they like to be like. That you can see it for the kids is something special. Like you said, kids playing football and rugby won't always get that. You don't get that sort of opportunity. Whereas,
and I think as well that with MMA, there's not this understanding in the casual audience quite yet of what you've achieved, what Jack and John have achieved, Brett. You know, you're fighting, we've talked about this loads on the podcast, the UFC is the elite level.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as easy fight. I know it's like cliche, but there's no such thing as easy fight, and you're always fighting for your lives, and the contracts at that level is hard. And the sort of, nobody don't get behind it enough, you know, these national news outlets and everything. And if people realise that, you'd have even more people here, you know, to understand the level you're at, to understand the level Brett's at, and John. People will go, oh my God, I can go and train with a world-class athlete literally 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
you know
and it'll cost me a £5 just to sign up to the gym. Do you know
and I just think, like I said, you're forging a path, same as boys that came before you. In 20 years' time, people may realise a lot more. Like, boxing's right in the people's eye all the time.
I think you're right. I think that's why it'll come down to, I think, in 20 years' time, 10, 20 years, people will look back and then they'll appreciate, fair play to them boys, you know, they started it off. Whereas, you know, it's like when people are so living in present day, it's like you don't always look to give and we're all guilty of it, you know, you don't always look to give the recognition because sometimes you just don't think about, you know, when it's, for me, it's part of your life, isn't it? But you look back in 20 years on, you look back and I think people will see, well, you know, they sort of started off. But like you said about the news outlets, it's like, whenever Wales are playing football or rugby, it's on ITV News, it's on BBC News,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
on the telly. This is the team, this is the crack, this is who they're playing. You don't see none of that for the and even for the boxers. Like, you
No.
know, you've got people like Jay and even Liam Williams, who's on the verge now of a world title shot. It's like,
Talented as
when
fuck.
when do you ever see
Yeah.
them live on telly? You don't see it.
No.
You might have a little 10-minute snippet every couple of years.
Yeah.
And don't be wrong, online the BBC Sport now get behind everyone, and that's great. But like,
It's not enough,
Not
is it?
on the
it's not
national.
enough. Like Brett fought last weekend out in America, you know, on a big card.
Fight the
I
night.
haven't fought for a year and a half, so
Yeah.
there should be a, you know, imagine when Joe Calzaghe was in his heyday then, and if he had a year and a half off
Yeah.
and then come
Yeah.
back and fought, it would be everywhere, and which rightfully so. But
Yeah.
like, it's like I don't think a lot of time MMA they don't make enough time or make enough of a big deal about it. It's like it was a big deal for Brett last weekend. You could see it in the build-up. You could see it in his face. He was nervous before it. You could see that it meant, you know, this was a big deal for him to have 18 months off to come back. He had a tough fight, not even like
Not a
it wasn't even
walkover.
a walkover
No.
gimme fight. It was like he very well could have lost that fight,
Yeah.
as you can with any fight in there. And if he had lost, you know, he was, like you said, he's fighting for his contract pretty much. If he
Yeah.
had lost, they could well have said, look, on your bike. But there was no, it was only sort of the MMA community who obviously knew he was fighting that got behind him. There was no real support from, like you said, from the big outlets, and for some reason they not invest in it just as much yet. You know, so there's people. I had an award off the council back last year, and it was like some old man up there asked me like, "Is there rules in it?" And it's like,
There's
how
no
do you, how,
there's
what
no
do you mean, like, how
understanding.
do you not like?
Why are you paying attention?
Exactly.
Like,
I know the sport is young, relatively, compared to boxing and football and rugby, but it's like, come on, let's educate. It don't take a lot to educate yourself.
Yeah.
You only got to watch 2 or 3 fights to work out this
Yeah.
rule. You watch
Yeah.
3 good fights, you'll work it out. You know what I mean? Take a bit of pride in yourself and educate yourself on it a little bit. If you're gonna want to have a conversation with someone who's that's
Do your
their
research,
sport, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, I wouldn't, you know, if someone asked me to go and interview a rugby player, I wouldn't go there with no knowledge
Exactly, yeah,
at all. Like, you know, educate yourself on it a little bit. There's the BBC where I don't think it was the BBC. It was like a little, you know, you have like the little sub BBC.
Yeah.
I think they were here doing a little film documentary on Oban. They're doing something about combat sports in Merthyr. And also Oban's old man was a boxer, so they picked up on him. And then they asked me, can I do a little interview for the camera? And this guy Brad doing it, fair play to him, he was clued up, you know, you could tell he was a fan. But there was an older guy with him, and he was asking me these questions, and I was like, look, I'm not answering that shit on camera. Like I said, you're gonna make it. You said you were making it sound stupid. So you ain't got a clue what you're on about. He said he's trying to tell this, but like ask this, and he's like, I don't need to ask that. He said because it has no relevance.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're gonna do a documentary on something, but especially for the BBC, you should come a bit educated.
Yeah,
You've got to have an understanding,
You've
like
got-
you said,
of
otherwise
course
it
you
comes across like as if you've got no understanding.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
way
like,
it would play out.
If you're interviewing an MMA fighter, the MMA fighter shouldn't need to sit there and explain the rules to you for the first 10 minutes of the interview. You should come in, you know, if you interviewed Ross Moriarty, you wouldn't want him to explain the rules of rugby to you for the first 10 minutes of the interview.
No.
would you? So, you know, and it is getting better. Like, don't be wrong, there's loads of local outlets like, you know, websites and podcasts and stuff like that are all over it, and they're great. But it'd be nice to see people like the BBC, the ITV, take a little bit more interest. You know, we're on BT Sport, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be on BT Sport if it wasn't a big deal. Do you know what I mean? Like the UFC signing with BT Sport was a mega money deal. It's like, if BT Sport are putting time and money, they know there's a market there, and they know it's what people want to watch. So it's just a matter now of, we need more people like the bigger companies to help break into that casual fan base. You've got people like McGregor that have brought it on no end, but I think with the help of the BBC and the ITV and Channel 4, Channel 5, if they could just put a little bit more time and money into it, it would just get into the casual eye a little bit more, and it would just make things like getting in the governing body.
I think it would help. It would help. It would help you at the ground level,
Of course it
training.
would, yeah.
If you got more eyes on you, you get more advertising, sponsorships, things of this nature, and everything just grows. The sport grows.
And that's
if
it.
Or like
It
more
gives
eyes
a better
on it.
understanding. Like, you are, like, obviously we'll have sponsors, and 90% of the time, right, the sponsors are bang on. They're fans of the sport. They appreciate, like, especially being in the US, they appreciate the level you're fighting at, and they appreciate the sort of the cost that is going to be. But like, you have some people then like my old man will do a post, but they message my manager for to sponsor, and when you hit some of the price, you're like, oh, I can't afford that. And it's like,
Yeah.
what was you like? What? And it's not mega money. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what was you hoping for?
So it's going to be 50.
Do you know what I mean? It's like they want to chuck you, they want to chuck you 50, 100 quid, and you advertise them 5 times a week on Facebook, and it's like, imagine if I had to sponsor. I keep saying, imagine if I sponsor Gareth Bale playing for Real Madrid. Imagine how much that would cost you.
Yeah.
So even if we drop it down a little bit, imagine sponsoring a lower end Premier League team, then like a bottom 10 team. Still even talking mega money to sponsor them. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, an MMA fight that asks a bit of sponsorship, and it's like, well, I thought it'd be about 100 quid, and it's like, well, no, it's not going to work like that. No. Especially despite fight. Don't be wrong, coming up amateurs and amateurs looking to cover funds for travelling to tournaments and lower end pro boys. Fair enough, the cost is obviously going to be lower because you haven't got as big an audience. But people like me, Brett, Jack, and John, like. It's the equivalent of, I keep saying to people, it's the Premier League of MMA. It's like, what are you expecting? Like, you want the lash back from attaching your company to the name, but you don't want to
pay the money.
Fork out the money.
So
you want it for fuck all.
Jay, fighting for this world title, go back to him again. He was still out there, like week before last, probably asking for sponsors.
Last night, one more sponsorship.
Well, Jay's
3 weeks away.
Jay's managed by Gary Lockett, and Gary's my boxing coach. Like, so I see a lot of Jay down in the gym and everything. Gary said it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing the lack of backing that he's got. He said he's one of the best, if not probably top 3 boxers in Wales, and like you said, he's 3 weeks out from a fight and he's still asking for sponsorship. Like, people should be jumping on it. It's a WBC title fight. Like, no, our historic is the WBC. That people should be all over it. If you're a businessman, you've got an interest in boxing or whatever, you would, I would be all over it if it was me.
And the story behind him as well, like his old man. His whole fucking family is fucking steeped in boxing tradition. So you'd think, the fucking history of it and all that, it's just fucking weird.
It does seem strange, but I wonder sometimes if it's just with Jay so much is because he's not on that big platform. He was with Frank Warren and he came away. It seems like Matchroom are only going to sign one of the lower weight classes. So they've already got Charlie Edwards down at that level, so they weren't going to take Jay on.
The problem is, it is a lot of it is the lighter weights, and it's a stupid mindset, but people want to see big heavyweights and lighter weights bang it out and seeing knockouts. But if I'm a genuine fan of the sport, my 2 favourite fighters was Mayweather and Lomachenko, but they're not a knockout. They're not knocking everybody out. They're just so skillful and so fast. And it's the same. I find you go down the weights, especially in boxing, they tend to be more technical. But also you don't get a knockout every time. But Jay's never in a boring fight. I watched a lot.
And he's stopping people.
Yeah, they're always exciting fights. It's the same with fairness. Andrew Selby. There's never always a knockout, but you watch him fight. Is exciting to watch because they're so fast. There's no holding, there's no stages of boringness in the fight, but it's just for some reason the promoters don't want to get behind them. And the problem with boxing is you've got sort of Eddie Earn and Frank Warren, and I think if they don't want to take an interest in you in the UK, then there's a tough slog. You've got to do it like Jay have done it the hard way. You've sort of become mandatory or whatever, but again you've got to go out now to Texas and fight the champion out there. I think boxing is a lot tougher. I think with MMA, promotion-wise, you've got a lot more options. Then you've got obviously Cage Warriors. I know Bellator is sort of on a level of the UFC to an extent, but the lower level boys, you can go to Bellator now and fight for a bit. You've got Brave. You've got even lower end promotion in the UK will get behind you a little bit if they can get you on Cage Warriors. Then whereas it's a lot easier then to sort of promotion-wise to get on Cage Warriors than it is to get a Matchroom or Frank Warren contract. And the problem is with Frank Warren and from what I can make of it, and I know little bits and bobs, is once they got you, and then I see him with Craig Evans.
Quite recently. He's trying to get out of his contract, didn't he?
Frank Warren have come back and said we don't promote Craig, and then someone come back, but you manage him, so you can't just kick him to the side and get on with it.
Craig Evans is always an entertaining fight.
Always.
Fantastic fighter, always an entertaining fight. Lost recently though,
lost his last one.
Lost his last one. And then I saw that he's trying to get a fight or get out of his contract. It's like a proper thing. And the same type of thing happened with Jay. Jay didn't lose. Jay was winning fights. And he came on a podcast with us. It was before he signed for MTK. He actually told us, we stopped the podcast and he said, I'm signing with MTK. He told us, I just don't want to tell anyone now. But if he was sort of stuck in limbo, same way as Craig Evans, because of what was going on with Frank Warren.
Yeah, and it's all politics and it's fucking. It's not a terrible sport, but if you're stuck in limbo like that, it's got to be like. I seen Craig Evans tweet something along the lines of he's going to have to go back to work because he can't.
That's what I saw. Yeah, I saw it.
Like, how is someone like how many fights has Craig had? 20, 30 pro
and
fights.
Always entertaining.
Fought for British title, European. He's won the European.
Tom Stoker,
belt.
he fought twice.
Like,
Didn't he?
How is
fights.
someone with 30 fights like that stuck in limbo to the point where he might have to go to work? It's embarrassing for the sport. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's not like he's come to the end of his career. Then it's not like he's lost his last 5 or 6 and he's had to knock on the head because it's not like he's still in the mix. And it's like. And he might have to go back to work, and it's the same with, like you said, with Jay. It's like they should be for what they're doing and what they're putting their bodies through with the training camp, the dieting, and then the actual. That's before the fight itself. They shouldn't even have to think about working. They should. The money they get paid should be enough to tide them over for a year. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's bad. But again, there's a lot more politics I think in boxing than the MMA, and there's a lot more that people don't realise behind the scenes of boxing. There's a lot of like you only got to look at the heavyweights now. Like Joshua and Wilder and Fury, like it's not as simple as just matching them out. There's so much pot between the promoters, and then you've got the TV program, then you've got the pay-per-view cut, then the managers want to have their say, and then it's like, no, we're going to do it here, no, we're going to do it here. There's so much that goes on. That's why, in a sense, I know the UFC boys don't get paid as much, but at least it's like once you're
the best.
Once you're in, you know you're going to fight, and you know you're going to be fighting the best, and at least you know they're the ones who have the say on, right, you're going to get paid this much and this will be a fight. There's no back and forth. Obviously the top end boys argue their money a little bit, but for the most part you sort of know where you stand, whereas I feel like a lot of these boxers are just stuck in limbo in the sense of they don't know if they could be fighting next month or they might not fight for a year. It's a tough old gig.
How far is Gary Lockett's from here? Because he's where's he?
Lanrumney, he's in Cardiff. It's not too bad. It's about 30-minute drive. It's on the Newport end of Cardiff, just before you get onto the M4 in Newport. It's just off there. It's not too.
How long have you been training down there?
I've been with Gary now. Just after I went pro, I went with Gary 2016. So it'd been about pushing 4. It'll be 4 years now in the summer.
Yeah, it looks like an amazing gym. I'd love to have Gary Lockett on the podcast.
He'd be a good listen as well.
Like we talked about last time Enzo was on.
Yeah.
Because I think Gary listened to it. They were talking on Twitter, and Enzo said, "Well, next time I go back on."
Yeah.
Bring Gary Lockett on.
He's a great guy. He's a straight shooter. Like there's no bullshit with him. There's that's why I get on so well with him in a coaching set, because he's not like the baby you. It's like if you're doing something wrong, he's gonna tell you you're doing it wrong. He's not a yes man. He's not gonna tell you, oh, you're the best, you're the biggest hit there, or you're the fastest. It's like, right, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. And I love having him in the corner as well. Like you've cornered me now. Well, he's been with me for 11 fights. I expect you've cornered me for probably 8 of them. With my old man and Carl, and it's like because they're all old heads. It's like it's no rambling in the corner. Because I hate watching the fights and you see someone in the corner. There's like 3 people speaking at once, and it's just a cluster of information. And I've been there where you sat in the corner. It's like last thing you want is people barking at you, and you can't like. Do I listen to him? Do I listen to him?
Yeah.
It's like clear, concise. You can tell. You've obviously fought at an high level, but you've coached at an high level as well. Like you say, you've coached Enzo for world titles. You've coached Liam,
Gavin Rees.
British, Gavin, the world title. So it's like you can tell in the corner he's calm, concise, and it does wonders for a good corner team. Would do does a lot more for a fighter than I think a lot of fighters actually want to take note of.
I know you grappled from a young age, obviously, because you're old man and everything as well. When did you start doing the striking then? How old are you?
Well, I started kickboxing before I even started grappling.
Really?
So I was kickboxing at age 6 I started, till about 10, 11. I had about a year off then, just because I lost interest. And then my old man opened Abertillery then, and under the cellar when I was about 12. So I started back, just striking with him really. Never really had like a set striking coach.
Was he pushy?
No, it was like he opened the gym and I was like, oh, I'll start back training now. And then before I knew it, I was doing, even at 13 years of age, I was doing 4 nights a week, and he's never ever like once had to push me to come training. Like even as a kid, that age 16, 17, 18, all the boys are out pissed up and everything, and it was never sort of, it was just always been my routine. I've always enjoyed training. It was never like he never had to say to me, come on, get your ass and get in the gym. It's like if you wanna, he's like, if you wanna have 2 weeks off and you have 2 weeks off, just but it's on you. So don't be wrong, in fight camp now as a pro, he's obviously on my not he needs to be on my case, but he wouldn't. I couldn't just not turn up for a week and
he'd be
he'd
very
not say
strict,
nothing.
yeah.
But when I'm out of camp, it's like, as long as I check and then I'm like, look, I'm not going to be there tonight, or I'm training in the day, I'm going to miss tonight's session. He's never, but he always said I'm a bit of a one-off, I'm not someone you've got to keep tabs on, because 95% of the time, even without the fight, I'm here in the night, because it's my routine, and I'm, to be honest.
What's average day for you?
Average
Training,
day,
when you're training for a fight?
yeah, it's, I get about 6:30 because my missus is up for work, and obviously I'm one of them. Once I'm awake, I can't ever drop back off. So I'm down here for about 7:15. I do an hour cardio most mornings, whether it be sprints or a slow jog or bike. Apart from a Friday, I go boxing in the morning, and then I have a couple of hours rest then, and I do a midday session, or a little bit later, about 3 o'clock, which is usually strength conditioning or Thai boxing, and then I train in the night then for 2 hours. When I'm in fight camp, obviously that varies then, so like a Monday is sparring, Tuesday's Thai boxing, tonight, now Wednesday we'll just grapple for the full hour and a half, Thursday's wrestling, and then Friday's open mat, so it's on you then, you and the boys, we sort it between ourselves. And then in fight camp I'll train Saturday morning, so I'll come down and do an S&C session, do MMA straight after, and then that's me done till Monday morning again then. So I do it like that so I can have, although I train Saturday, and essentially by 12 o'clock Saturday I'm done, so I've got a good day and a half rest. Because some days I'm training 4 times a day, so by sort of Saturday morning my body's feeling it a little bit. I need to I need a little rest then, but to be honest, I got it bang on now. I've been doing that sort of routine for 3 years, so by the time Monday morning comes, I'm fully refreshed, ready to go. So it's a tough slog, but it's necessary. Necessary sacrifice.
It's not the same as like the dream is like being a footballer. And I saw your interview with Cardigan interviewed Merson, and Merson said, "Fuck." The reason he fucking spunked all his money away, he said, because it didn't really feel like working.
Yeah.
He said, so all my mates are working on building sites and that, and I'm fucking spunking $100,000 on a fucking bet. But he said, it's enjoyable, I suppose to him, it's hard slog, like you said, but it's not like working, I'm living a dream.
It's like, yeah, of course it is. It's like, people's like, oh, the diet's the biggest one. People like, how can you do it? And I was like, yeah, it's like, I'm quite big for bantamweight, but the diet's tough, but as long as you're committed, you've got to look at the bigger picture. It's like I'm getting paid a good amount of money to do this, and it's not just I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
Although I'm up at 6:30 in the morning and I don't finish training till 8 o'clock at night, I'm not training 12 out, 13, 14 hours flat out. I could be on a building site, working for 12 hours a day. I've always said I wouldn't cut out for that. So it's like, although it's tough and there's aspects of it that a lot of people couldn't do, there's is it that bad of a life to live really? Like you said, you asked me, I've always said I'm living the dream. It's like doing something you love every day. Yeah, some days are hard, but essentially you're living the dream. You're doing what you love, you're getting paid to do it. It hasn't always been that way, but you're at the stage now where it's like you're living your dream job. Yeah. It's like, there's boys working in an office 8 till 4 a lot more miserable than I am, and they can eat and drink all they want, but it doesn't take away the fact they can't wait for Saturday to come. They put on the piss Friday, Saturday, and then they're back doing the same shit again Monday. With me, nothing's ever the same. It's like you're training for one fight, you have a couple of weeks off, then you've got a different opponent, so it's a different challenge. You might have to do things differently in training. Everything is always changing, you're always learning. It's not just the same. It's not like the rat race then, where you're just doing the same thing every day. And there's nothing, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Some people, that's what they want to do, but I've just always I've always had in my head that I want to train and fight full time. So as tough as it is, essentially, you ask me, I'll tell anyone I'm living the dream. And I try and push the boys, the amateurs and pros coming up who haven't got the commitment of kids and an house and a mortgage. I try and say, look, just go for it. If you can afford to have 2 years of full time training and see where it gets you, just try it now while you haven't got no commitments. There's boys here would have loved to have done it, but they had kids and houses they had to pay for, so they've never been fortunate where they could push to do it. Whereas I was lucky, my old man, I come out of uni, my old man said, look, I'll keep you for 2 years, train full time, and we'll assess where we are then. And I think when the 2 years was up, I was on the verge of fighting for the Cage Warriors belt. So he's like, alright, we'll extend it.
Imagine audible coming and said, tough, we've got it.
We'll extend it.
What's the next day?
We'll see how this fight goes. But so I was I always had the support from my parents and my family to just go for it. And I try and say to some of the younger boys, Rowan and Tucker and Oban and trying. You know, it's tough to make that commitment, and there's going to be a couple of years where you're going to be out of pocket a little bit, but just do it while you're young enough. And you know, I was 20 or 21 when I done it, and it was like, looking back now, if I tried to start and do it now, I probably wouldn't be able to, because I'm at that age now, you know, where I've got stuff that I got to pay for, and you know, but at 20, 21, I just say, just go for it. If in 2 years, if it don't work out and you lose a couple of fights and it doesn't go your way, then get a job in at 22, 23. But if you're young enough and you've got that dream that you want to get the top, like, I just try it. Like, how many people can say that they lived, even if you do it for 2 years, that you can say I trained like a pro athlete for 2 years. Totally live the dream for 2 years, and you look back. I guarantee they'll look back in 2 years and won't regret doing it. You know, even in 10 years' time, and they'll look back and they'll never think, oh, I wish I worked for them 2 years. Wish I worked 9 to 5 and got that money. They'll look back and think, well, even if it didn't work, they'll think it didn't work, but at least I fucking tried it. I give it.
You're inspiring me. I mean, Jack, my job. I come up here for 2 years.
It's like just go for it. It's like, if it don't work, it don't work. If it does work, then great. It paid off, but it's like in 10 years' time, you're not gonna look back and think, "Oh, I wish I got a job. I wish I got a job for them 2 years that I trained full time." Like, no, you've lived the dream for 2 years. You give it your best shot. It didn't work, or it did work, and look at me now. Look where I am now. So, one or two things can happen, but either way, I think at 20 years of age, 21, you're not gonna be missing a great deal by giving yourself 2 years to chase the dream.
Because it must be mental for you. Because obviously, like say where you come from, everything, how you've come up. And then you've got Dana White saying the hottest prospect in UK MMA and things like that.
It's a bit surreal. Like, it didn't. That video come up. Like, we was me and my old man was watching. It was the night before the fight, so we was watching fucking Roadhouse. I think we was watching.
What a classic!
Dana White, you put on the next channel.
We was scrolling through Netflix, and we was like, fucking Roadhouse. You go watch Roadhouse. So we put it on, and my girlfriend texted me, I think, and she was like, "Oh, have you seen Dana White's video?" So I said, "No." I paused the film. And I went on, and then he's on there. So it didn't feel real. Obviously, with the thought of the fight the next day, I just sort of put it in the back of my head. But then, obviously, the days after the fight, then you start thinking, fucking hell, it's like...
He knows who we are.
Yeah, it's like I've known... I've watched Dana White then on the UFC for 15 years, and it's like... Before my first fight, he's there saying, you want the artist prospect from the UK. It's surreal. Again, I keep going back to the football, but it would be like... It'd be like Alex Ferguson or Ronaldo giving you a shout-out if you, you know... playing your first professional football game, so it was a big thing for me. I wasn't. It was like, because there's people who've been in the years that have never spoke about them, who never met them. Whereas now it's like, well, if he's interested that early, hopefully it's a sign of good things.
Bit of pressure as well.
Well, that was it. Yeah.
All of a sudden, who goes from this kid who no one's heard of?
That's why I put it in the back of my head. I was like, fucking hell.
I was watching Roadhouse. Dalton goes to Abertillery and Roadhouse and all of a sudden now we've got the fucking main man of the UFC shouting you out, like, and you're like, oh fuck, hang on.
I look a tit now if I lose. Right?
I think you'll be alright, to be honest.
So that first fight, like, because obviously I'm sure every step up for a fighter, when you start as an amateur, you fight in small shows, and then they get gradually bigger. Then I suppose the first sort of big move is going to Cage Warriors, and then you get a Cage Warriors title shot, and you fight in there at that level, headlining cards. Cardiff. Did you fight in the ice arena?
Yeah,
you did fight in the ice arena. Yeah. So, you know, but that next step going to the UFC is that bigger thing again, like, you know. And obviously fighting abroad in Copenhagen. What was your nerves and the whole process going into that fight?
To be honest, it was a weird one, because obviously you've got all these high stakes of you've worked all your life. I've worked for a lifetime of work and in training to get to this stage, but not a step down level-wise, but it almost felt like a more relaxed fight week in the sense of I was first on, so rather than having to wait till 11 o'clock in the night to fight, I was by... I think it was 5:30, I think I walked to the cage, or 5:15, something like that. So it was like I didn't have as many media responsibilities as usual. I wasn't running tickets around to everyone. I didn't have to drive down to Cardiff to do a photo shoot with the belt the day before the fight. It was like... It was big because it's the UFC, but it was as if it was like... It was reminding me, I kept saying it before, it reminded me of being an amateur again, because it was a matter of turning up, making weight, fighting, and by 6 o'clock you've done, and enjoying the rest of the card. So although the pressure was on as a UFC, I fought a tough boy who was from Khabib's gym, so that was the mounted pressure in that sense. But it was like, it did generally feel like back when I was fighting on Cage Warriors as an amateur. Then, you know, I was first on. It was like 3 o'clock, and they were picking us up to go to the venue. Whereas in the ice arena, I'd be there for 4 o'clock, and I had to wait then till 11 o'clock in the night to fight. And then it's this big ordeal of you got to let the promo play, and then the Welsh national anthem, and then the fight trailer. Then they go announce your name, and you got to wait a little bit because they do the blackout and all that shit. And don't be wrong, that's great. Like, how many people can say that they fought main event in front of 5,000 Welsh fans, and you had the blackout, and you walked out, everyone's going nuts. That's great, like, you love that. But it's like, it just felt like being a kid, like a 19-year-old kid again. Just won't, like, turn up, wrap your hands, warm up, boom, get out there and go. And then I was like a fan, and I was back in, they have like a green room, eating my food, watching the rest of the card on the telly.
That must have been amazing, right?
Yeah.
Not like the fucking weight off your shoulders, like...
It's done, it's done so early, no anticipation.
When have you...
It was like
John, able to enjoy
me and
night.
John was in the same changing room, and I didn't see John. Like,
really?
Because they sort of bring you to the venue in sections, and obviously depending on when you're fighting. So by the time
John's coming later.
I warmed up, I had fought, did all my interviews, went back into the change room, got changed, went to the green room for a bit of food. I had to go back to the change room then to shower, and then John was in there, and John had just started wrapping his hands, and that was the first time I seen John then. So, and then I was obviously back in the green room there, and I watched John bang the guy out like. So
I loved the photo of that. We both had win bonuses. And John was there drinking a full fat coke. John loves his fucking scrap and he was like, he's drinking a full fat coke, and we both had the bonuses. We both looked fucking chuffed. Because don't forget, it's two stories as well. You were just starting, and like John's got to win this fight to keep his to stay in the UFC, innit? And all the relief on the pair of you just looked fucking.
It was.
Great,
I didn't really say it fight beat, but it was a funny story with John, because I can remember being.
They always are with John.
I remember being 14, right? I was 14, and Chris Reese, I think, put a show on in Brecon. He was like a little tin shed, pretty much, like, and there was a boxing gym downstairs, and this is where everyone was warming up. So we had like 4 or 5 boys fighting on the amateur. So I'm 13, 14, this little chubby kid down there, my old man, with the boys, like, thought I was the kiddie. And John, I was hitting pads. I don't know, seen John hit pads.
Yes.
John's hitting pads in the room now, and it's fucking terrifying. So I mean, like that. So I'm watching, and Chris, I knew Chris, like, 'cause I just started on the grappling circuit, and I fair like to Chris, he was like, oh, come in, he says, and watch it, just shut the door. So I'm sat there now, and John's fucking slamming these pads, and, you know, petrified, but like, couldn't believe it at the same time. I was watching, I was like, this young guy, fucking, he's a beast, like, and he went on anyway, he knocked some guy out in about fucking 20 seconds, broke his jaw. But I said, to come then 10 years down the line to, so I have gone from watching him, and I've, ever since I was always a fan of John, like, couldn't wait, like, whenever he fought on Bama, and like, oh, fucking John's fighting tonight, couldn't wait to watch John fight, because you know John's coming, he's coming, he's going to try and knock the guy's block off. Always been a fan of him. And we've gone full sitting there, so I'm there as a kid watching him warm up, and he was quite established at the time. He'd fought for like a lot of titles. I think he had like 15.
Yeah, he won
fights.
A good few local titles before he went up.
He had a decent
Obama.
name, and then 10 years down the line, then me and him are both fighting on the same UFC card. And it was like, if I had gone back 10 years ago and someone said, you know, in 10 years you two are gonna fight on the UFC card out in fucking Denmark, and we're both gonna win bonuses, I'd be like, alright, fucking, I bet. I'd have been like, John, maybe, yeah. So then to go full, like, it was a mad. When I look back on that, as a sense of like, I was a kid watching him warm up, and he was on a tear, he was on like a big win streak. And then 10 years later, me and him were on the same card. The two of the 4 Welshmen. It's a good story to have in the locker, and it's like, you could see as well how much it meant to him, because again he was probably fighting for his contract that night. Yeah. And then the boy come out and started swinging, and me and my old man
it's not gonna last, is it?
And we just looked and went, is he fucking alright? Like,
I've read the script, like.
Honest to God, he come out, they had the first exchange, and John clipped him, and the boy, like, you could see he went to re-engage, and we looked at each other, and me and my went, this ain't fucking lasted long. And literally about 6-7 seconds later, the boy was face planted. But it was good. It was a good night for us. Like, obviously, there was a lot of Welsh over between my lot and his lot as well. So it just added to the atmosphere. And I was just as happy for him to get a knockout and get his bonus, and obviously secure another contract as I was for myself. Because, like I keep saying, I've been a fan of John for years. So to be fighting now, and again now in London,
both on the same
card
again.
Again. So. It's a mad, when you look at it on a bigger scale of things, it's a mad it's a mad old journey, like
how the story goes, a circle of life type of thing.
It's well, fucking 10 years, and I've gone from being a kid watching him to me and him are fighting on the same card now, and it's like, and again hopefully I'm on before him so I can get showered and get back and hopefully watch him get
a lot of videos Is it who was a kid with the long blonde hair and the chubby?
Yeah, that's me.
Fucking hell. Looks like the fat kid of Family Guy. How the fuck you ended up this high? Yeah.
I was probably the same weight then as I am now. I'm the only person in the gym. I've got like this. I've got older. Everyone else gets older than I for a bit of weight. I've got the opposite.
Like.
Yeah.
Is there? I know the dream in the long run is like the Vegas or the Madison Square Garden, but it must be amazing how like timing and brought it and who fight in London. That must be fucking amazing. Like.
Yeah, of course. Like what was it? 3 years ago. It was when Marshman first got in the UFC and he fought in Canada, and he asked one of the reps sort of thing, any chance of 2 tickets for him to go and watch London. Something come up, he couldn't go. So he said to me and the truth, Mike, he was like, do you want to go? Like, you say, now the tickets are free, so I can't make it. I got the tickets. So I was like, it's like,
of course you do, yeah.
Sure. Right, we'll go, free tickets, UFC. And we had a wicked day up there, but it was like, I would have thought like 3 years down the line, I'd be in the same venue, fighting like, and there's people on the card that were like Mark D. Casey fought on the card, and he's fighting on the same card now. I'm pretty sure Danny Roberts fought on the card, he's fighting now. So Leon Edwards. So it was like, again, it's like you've got to keep yourself grounded, but sometimes I just sit there and think it's a weird old life I've lived. Like to go back 3 years ago, and even before that, like being 17, 18, my old man took me to watch. It was in Wembley. This one was up in London. So at 18, I was watching UFC in Wembley, and it was like, what's it now, 6, 7 years later, and now we've gone from being in the crowd watching to I'm fighting and he's cornering. So it's surreal, really. It is surreal. It's hard to, you can't even put it into words sometimes, like to think how things can change in such a short space of time. And I keep saying, I was 7 years, so imagine in 10 years now.
Yeah.
I could be cornering someone there in 10 years, you know what I mean? Life's just a mad old life.
Well, I think, we was talking earlier about funding and shit like that, like, and fuck, the funding you get from the council, the 75 quid, is probably going to cover Ryan's parking fine. Park beside Screwfix, and we fucked it. But like I was saying, imagine in 10 years' time, like funding happens and you've got this big fucking MMA centre in Cardiff, and it'll be you four on the fucking walls, like as the fucking pioneers, and like you said, like your old man and Chris Reese and like Dino, we say they was like pioneers for like this generation. John was like, everyone looked up to John for that generation. Like you four are going to be the fucking what's the thing in America with
with the 4 presidents.
I can't. Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. You four, like, how amazing would that be in 10 years? Like, say you've got all these fucking kids coming through it, and it's all like it's like transition period, like,
Yeah, everyone looks up to you, everything gets bigger, that's what I said, the funding gets more.
Well, it's nuts to think this time 4 years ago we didn't have anyone in the UFC.
Oh, crazy.
Whereas now we've got four boys in there, and obviously Jack, Brett and John have been in there a lot longer than I have as well. But
Oban fighting for the title.
And there's boys now coming up through, like Oban ain't going to be a million miles off. Mason Jones, if he keeps going away, he's not going to be a million miles off. Even people like Rowan and Tucker and Mike and people who are not even in the public eye then, and no one's going to know about.
We got Josh O'Connor in Swansea's fighting for
amateur. Yeah, well,
Cage Warriors.
I never knew about Josh, and I went down one of the boys, Levi, who's another good boy. He fought. He did the Welsh MMA trial, and I'd seen his name, Josh, that he was fighting on. He's fighting for the Cage Warriors Academy. And I went down just to support Levi and Rowan and just to watch the trial, like just to show my face. And Josh was down there, and he looked really good. So it was like there's talent coming through that I ain't even necessarily name dropping because I don't even know they're coming through it. There's that many boys and that many gyms and producing good level guys now in Wales. It's like, again, in 5 years' time, who's to say there won't be 10, 12 of us in there? Ben Ellis, Aaron Khalid,
we've seen Aaron Khalid.
I'm fucking sick.
Jordan Peak as well. He's fighting Jordan Peak. Like them two. Both of them are capable of going on and doing big things.
I'm a big fat cunt, 16, 17 stone. Ben Ellis is about 8 stone, soaking wet. He petrifies me. Whoever he was in Budo, like, he'd be a judge, I'd be MCing. Ben Ellis is one of the scariest little fuckers I've ever seen.
They're right angry.
Oh, he's an angry fucker. Angry man.
Him and Jordan trained your Peaky. They're scrapping now in Abertillery. And
good scrap?
That's potential. Like, I think it's like the second or third pro fight on because of how we've worked. Like Oban is main event, so they needed a gap to sort of for the corners. But fucking like that fight could happen now. It could happen in 5 years' time, and it could happen in 10 years' time, and it could be a fight in the night scrap every time. Obviously, I'm rooting for Petey, like,
Oh,
but,
no,
you
it's
know.
fair
But again, it's like that much talent coming. Like Liu Long get enough shots. He's on Bellator now,
he is,
and like with his skill set, Liu is capable like of reaching. Like I say, the lower guys in Bellator sort of, you know, there is not such a difference between that and cage wise. Whereas Liu's got the potential to be fighting like the top 5 guys, as in, you know, and they're all UFC level, world class level guys. And give him 2 years, you'll be like, he's back in his groove now. He's fighting regular. Don't be surprised to see him fight in one of the tournament, you know, the Bellator tournaments. He's been about the block, Lou, as well. And it'd be nice to see.
He stole Paddy's chair down Budo.
Did
Paddy had to stare him out.
He's a wind
He's
up.
not going to get Ben Ellis on me.
But he's a pioneer as well.
Of course he is, yeah.
Nice to see, like, it's nice now that he's in Bellator. His name's getting mentioned a bit more now because I think he's the only Welsh guy in Bellator.
Yeah,
so
he
it'd be
is,
hopefully push him down that route, you know, of like the Welsh Dragon, like they do with us in the UFC. I see Bellator put some push behind him as well.
But just before we fuck off, because we know we've got a time, because I'm watching that clock about. Talk to us about the Freitas before we go and what you see in him. And obviously, I don't know much about him.
Yeah, he's obviously good. I think he's first degree black belt, so obviously you've got to take his grappling seriously. Like I've watched tape, and I personally, I think my style of grappling is bad. Is a bad mix for his. Just because I think he's more pure jiu-jitsu oriented, whereas my style of grappling is more MMA oriented, and with my position of ground and pound. But anyone who's a first degree black belt, what you can say what you want. They've obviously been about the block. They know how to grapple. They know how to move differently. They're high level, and like you know, if I roll with a black belt or a brown belt, it's a lot different to rolling with a blue belt. So you've got to take his grappling. He's an elite level grappler, regardless of what I say. Wherever I think my style is bad for him, he's an elite level grappler. So obviously I know he's dangerous there, but I think his biggest weapon is that he's quite scrappy. So he's not the most technical striker. He's not the neatest striker, the neatest wrestler, but he's good for 3 rounds, and he's very scrappy. So he comes forward, he's wild. He's willing to exchange. He throws from weird angles. He reminds me a lot of Chris Edwards, to be honest. The way he strikes, like he's throwing from his hip, he's throwing from that. So his biggest sort of threat is that, and he can sort of comes at you from all angles. So it's just a matter of staying neat, staying tight. Like the problem you get sucked into a scrappy fight with someone like that, then that's when you start getting caught with scrappy and sloppy things. But I'm pretty good at keeping my shape, and I fought sort of. I've been fighting Chris in the gym for years, and I know if I get sucked into a brawl with him, then that supports his game. Whereas if I keep it nice and neat, then it works out better for me. So it's just a matter of keeping it neat, keeping him long, and I think over the course of sort of 2 rounds, I'll start to break him down then. I think if I get a top position him on the ground, that is a potential finish there. But I feel that way with anyone in the division. Like I think my wrestling and my top position and my ground and pound is enough for at that weight. I don't think there's many there that is going to hang about long underneath, you know. So, but we'll see how it goes. You know, I've said in the past I'm going to have a first round finish, and it's been a third round. And I've said in the past I'm going to go the distance, and I've ended up winning in a minute and a half. So it's one of them. Every fight's a dangerous fight in the UFC. But it's just I got to take it as it comes. As long as I keep my shape, keep nice and neat, then I think it'll be a nice comfortable win.
Oh, there we are. Well, we'd love to stay here all day.
Yeah,
right, easily.
We'll have to arrange for part 2. Get a fight out of the way.
We'll get the fight out of the way.
We'll do a fight recap.
It's the first podcast we ever done, and someone had messaged me when they found out he was on. Like my mate Philip Walsh messaged me, and he said his mate had phoned him. His son Ashton Dennis, he's 10 years old.
Yeah.
This goes back how accessible like you are, like yourself, and he messaged you on Instagram. And within 5 minutes you messaged him back and it made his fucking day, and this kid absolutely idolises him. Like, so I'm going to ask if he could do a video later.
Yeah, of course.
He said if we could give him a shout out on the podcast. So I said, oh no, we'll get him to do a video. And we'll send it to the kid on WhatsApp. So he comes up from
the
school.
The thing is, I always say, it's like it takes 2 seconds. Takes 2 seconds to make a young, a kid
10 years old.
You know, I have loads of I have a lot of stupid messages as well on Instagram. You know, like a lot of stupid questions, but for the most part, they're just people who want to see you do well and get behind you. So, I'll never be too busy or too popular or too high up to message someone back. You know what I mean? It takes 2 minutes. I think there's a saying: it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you can make a kid's day, and you know, it wasn't take me 2 seconds to message him back. So shout, wasn't it Ashton? Shout out to Ashton.
Yeah, we sorted that out. Jack, well, he made our day anyway. You know what I mean? Thanks for having us up here. Loved every minute of it. We'll 100% do it again. Maybe we'll get a bit longer next time because me and him can keep going.
We can come now. Come when I'm out to fight camp now. We can do a 3-hour one.
Oh, we're bringing the babies down to the fight camp.
We'll do it in the night. We'll just shut the gym up and we're going to just go like on down there.
Right, Jack. Thank you very much, mate. We're gonna get out here now. Peace.
All done.
All done. Fuck me, I'm full as fuck.
I think I just spent 14 quid in fucking KFC. I'm not fit to do fuck all. You're gonna have to stop and sad services so you can have a good shit.
Oh, fuck me hell. I was well placed at KFC. So right, so we've left Jack Shore's gym, Shore MMA.
Survived the valleys easy.
And we stopped in KFC on the way back. It was a scran, which, oh my god, I haven't had. That was fucking tremendous. Diet completely out the fucking window.
One day I'm gonna go on a diet. It's gonna be hard work. Donald always gives me shit. You know, fucking support to me. My car's full of rappers. No, because I'm not allowed to bring stuff home. Hard as fuck to eat the fucking kebab, mind, while I'm driving.
I'm good for at least one piece of shit food a week. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say a day.
No. One a week. You're not gonna kill me, like.
So what do I have for tea yet? But I'm fucked now. I don't finish work till half steak tonight. So I asked tea
Well,
like
there's a beginning.
half steak.
There's the beginning of your fucking problems.
Well, there's no problems really, is there?
Well, no.
Time
If
in
you want,
fantastic, Nick.
right? No, if you wanted to diet,
It's hard. Like
you're not gonna eat dinner.
Yeah, because I work like 3 till 8. Then it's hard. You can't. I'm eating tea at half steak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is hard work, like.
Yeah. Right. So you've just heard the podcast with Jack Shore. Obviously, it's only an hour and 10 minutes long because we were on a time frame with Jack, which we knew,
of course.
We knew going into it. We could have gone for hours. Easy. Fucking lovely bloke. As easy as I sort of expected it to be.
Man, he was exactly as he comes across, and he's a fucking great guy, like.
So.
And I think we'd be up there again, no shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely, because we spoke after we obviously stopped recording, and Jack was all about doing another one and just having a proper, what we consider more of a proper podcast, like fucking bullshit about all sorts of different stuff, not just talking about the stuff that he probably talks about in most sort of interviews or whatever. But it was lovely to meet him, lovely to go to the gym,
which is lovely, by the way.
Yeah, I think we got one of the best photos we've had, not the best photo we've had yet. The photo taken in front of the mural, which is up on the Twitter, probably be up on our Instagram later as well. So I'm well happy with that.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm well happy. Like I said, I would have liked more time to like really get into stuff that he's not used to talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what we've always done pretty well, like, is take people away from this. I know if I sit down and do this interview with this guy, it's going to go A, B, C, D, E, F,
of course,
and then the end, you know. But we had to play it a bit more straight in that one because we were on a time frame and we just wanted to cover certain things. So I'm happy. So we're going to come. We are now saying here because obviously we come to fucking KFC on the way back, and me and Paddy just ate loads. Zinger Tower Burger, hot wings, fucking everything.
Oh, we gone full on, John, haven't we?
We're full on.
I feel like I'm related to the Colonel. I've had so much chicken.
I definitely think there's a concern for me falling asleep in a food coma.
Can you remember that video that like someone found like a rat in a bargain bucket? Gotta be honest, didn't put me off, mate.
No.
Didn't put me off in the slightest.
No.
And some of the hot wings, when you do delve into them, they do look a bit dodgy, mate.
There's got a bit of rat in them.
Yeah, but they just so fucking good.
They're so good.
Yeah, they are. So I could eat like they was doing like a deal with like 20 hot wings for about £3. Right. Oh my god, I had 40. No, just you can't leave them in for fucking £3.
Yeah. No, I am a fan of KFC. I gotta be honest. I don't do it enough though. No, but actually, that's probably for the best.
Oh, 100%.
If you overdo anything, like, you know.
But I look at it, it's healthy as chicken. Granted, it's covered in 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
But it's still chicken, isn't it? Surely.
I tell you what I'm gonna do.
Go on.
Right? Have you seen this Nantwich Tikka House? On Mansell Street.
No. Speak to me.
Right. So Nantwich Tikka House on Mansell Street.
Loving the name already.
Right. It does this special box. It's a tenner.
Right.
And it's chicken tikka.
Love it.
chicken tikka wings,
Big fan.
right, and kebab meat, everything. It's like a mixed box.
Shove it
of
up my
stuff. When you see it, it's like a fucking pizza box.
Oh, I like them,
right?
yeah.
Just full of food, and it's an eight and center. So Tina's out Saturday, and I got the kids, so I'm thinking I'm gonna fucking delve into one of them Saturday night.
Pick up or do they just eat?
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm hoping that they're gonna deliver, because I won't be going out the fucking house to pick it up. I haven't really gone that far in depth looking at it, to be honest, just yet.
What have I had? Indian street kitchen.
Looks lovely. I walked past the other day.
Yeah, I had it 2 weeks running.
Well, I did think. Sorry to cut you out. I did
crack
think,
on.
because I weren't sure what we were going to do for food on the way back, and I've got to go into town now. So I did think about having one of them, but now obviously we fucked that, because obviously we just had massive KFC. So you had what? 2.
So I had a Nago burger.
Right.
I had a mixed grill wrap.
Right, that sounds
And
tremendous.
chips then, but both come with chips, so technically I had 2 chips.
You had 2 meals?
No, not 2 fucking meals. Only a burger, a wrap, and 2 chips.
Well, that's 2 meals though, surely.
Right, that's fucking mate. That's a fucking starter to me. That's an aperitif. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, that's easy for me. Lovely. But I had to have a pack of fucking quavers after it. I'm still hungry, so technically, like Copley said, that is not really good. Because if you're paying 13 quid, you don't want to still be hungry. You know what I mean? And then Friday, I went there and I queued for an hour. So it's not.
An hour?
Well, who pays? But then they making the food per card, aren't they? So it happens to be fucking rammed.
Oh, you were on the one on Fabian Way, was
Yes,
it? They got one in the middle of town as well.
Oh, they really?
You can walk up to it, yeah.
Oh, I see.
You
So
queued for an hour?
well, I paid for it.
I'm not queuing for an hour. No
I paid for it with this little Asian guy running around like the Maharaja in the Temple of Doom.
Right.
This will never happen in our kingdom again. So who gives him the money, then he's going to come out to the car. But fucking, once you paid, innit?
You fucked then,
I'm fucked. I'm stuck in the house. On my phone, run out to charge. It was literally old school. I nearly had a tongue in the car, but it was fucking family and kids right opposite me. They were trying to get rid of some time, like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
so that's the negatives, like.
That's not
nice
funny,
food, like.
Well, I'm cooking tonight now, because I'm not now. We're not doing a podcast. I'm going on training with the kids at fuck all.
Oh, amazing.
So
It's like, I look at
I
this
like
and I was
to
having a Thursday off too.
yeah.
Tomorrow now I'll go
yeah.
to Funky Pump, it'd be great.
Well, tomorrow I'll go. Oh, it's Tina's birthday, so I'm not going.
Oh, of course,
training.
yeah.
So I'm having a couple of pints tomorrow and having a bit of food. So yeah, man, I was fucking drunk last week. The podcast with my old man.
Oh mate, fuck yeah, I was gutted. I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off and I was in Thursday. So randomly decided to get pissed on Wednesday night.
I didn't realise, like, I got home and I was.
Maybe done a slab of San Miguel.
I thought, fuck, that's good.
Yeah.
Gone down quite well, but it was when I woke up the next morning to go to work, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel remotely drunk or anything like that, but fuck me, I could tell I'd had a pint. My head
Oh
was
fuck
fucking
yeah.
thumping.
Mate, ate San Miguel. I thought I was fucking Jose Canseco. Sharon, I was playing the Maharaja upstairs. No, the Maharachi, not the Maharaja. I was playing like a Maharachi band upstairs then. Which is Mexican.
Yeah. No, it was a good laugh though. It was fucking. I quite enjoyed it. It seems strange to do a podcast with your old man.
Right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Weird.
But then
I love Tilly's note in the window. Don't forget to mention Bread Man.
my old man didn't see it. Did
No,
he?
he
He
was
had his
behind
back
the
to it.
screen with it. He was too busy talking about kicking lumps out of some black guy on the Chelsea end until he's trying to mention the Bread Man.
No, I couldn't mention a bread man.
No.
I couldn't go too much on a bread man. I didn't fancy getting weighed in.
No.
I'd had a couple of fucking beers before.
Some good stories, though, mate. Old school stories, like.
And I think same as where Rocky was in. You're only scratching the surface of that's the
Yeah.
PG-13.
Yeah.
That is, like, you know. But yeah, it was a good laugh. I got to give a fucking massive shout out to the TTLO podcast because they've only gone and won an award.
I seen it. Amazing. Yeah, fuck yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
They had a bit of a roll the last couple of weeks. It's all they went from retiring
Yeah.
to winning awards and shit.
Yeah, no, it's like, you know, I don't know, I am supporting to die and Lily about it, but it's got to be a big thing in any sort of
Mate, anything like that.
recognition again. I don't know what category you'd put us in because it was a boxing podcast.
Yeah,
I think
nothing to do with that.
We not nothing. I think
we have a shag married and a void.
Yeah. We'll be alongside Love Island or something. It's not going to be. I can't see us winning any awards soon.
No,
but it's nice that they've put a lot of time into it, like 3 years now, and sometimes they've had highs and lows, they've missed things, and they felt like
they got
so much on.
So there's no lows, it's just they can't fit it in. And then they get disheartened then, and they sort of think, so we're knocking on the head. Fuck knocking on the head, do it when you can.
Yeah, just do it when you can.
Yeah, fuck eh.
Like you say, we fucking obviously we talked about how much they sort of put with the inspiration for us to do this.
Oh, 100%.
To see them get that, I was fucking I was chuffed for them, man, and to have got some recognition for something they put so much fucking time and effort.
Like you said, anything, any way to get a fucking award is amazing.
Yeah. Oh fuck, don't get me wrong. If we get some no mark award, that's literally not worth the fucking paper.
You won near the end of it.
Oh, you know I'm playing that to the hilt.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to start, I'm going to get an Evening Post.
Yeah.
I'm going to start fucking,
start the elder wheels back up just to go on the front page.
The Sporting Post.
Yeah, the pink one. Yeah. David Saunders wrapping up and whacking me over the head with it and rebelling. Getting crumbs from a sausage roll.
So it was fucking. It was nice to see him fucking. A bit of fucking recognition for when he put so much time and effort in. I'm sure people realise now. We talk about this to do something like this. It's not just the 2.5 to 3 hours you see on a Thursday morning or a Friday morning when it turns up on your fucking iTunes podcasts or anything like that. There's a lot more that goes into it, and the large portion of it is stuff that no one will ever see.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And same for them, same for us, same for MMA Wales or whoever the fuck. The chasing of guests and conversations just to try and talk someone into doing it.
Yeah.
It just all takes time. So I think if you get a little pat on the back for it every now and again, it goes a long way to make you think, oh, do you know what, that was worth doing that.
Yeah.
That was,
Like you said earlier, there's no the more podcasts, the better for me. Just the more you can fucking listen to. So it's
and like you say, someone contacted me quite a few weeks ago, maybe just before Christmas, talking about starting up a podcast. And I was like, well, look, fucking hell, mate, if you need any help, you know what I am, just DM me, and I'll give you all the help I possibly can. I look at Front Runner Radio now, and David Martin Jewell had just started Front Runner Radio, and it's all about the running. It's just literally all about running, and it's only a short podcast, 30-35 minutes long, meeting people who are in the running community. I think that's fucking great.
Yeah, is it any good? Pretty good.
Yeah, I listen to the one with Martin Simpson on, because obviously me and Martin have sort of known each other quite a while now, and actually really inspiring podcast, because Martin's been through quite a lot on his own, through highs and lows mentally and stuff, and it was good to listen to, and fucking much better production quality than what we got.
Oh yeah.
They've gone full out. They got the full mic set up.
Oh, is it really? Yeah.
And all the bollocks, so and obviously I've met David a number of times from the running myself, so if they put stuff out there, then I'm going to retweet it for them.
Yeah.
And try and help them out, because like you said, pay it forward. I think you wish the best for other people.
Oh, always, mate.
And good things will come your way. I wouldn't want to be a resentful fucker and go, oh, no, fucking hell, what if they take a few of our fucking listeners? I don't think that way, because everything everyone does is individual to them, I think.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. I'd like everyone to do well. Nothing wrong with that.
No, absolutely not.
Heaven forbid you and the gang of mates who fucking, when one boy has a new car, the next boy has to have a new car because they're a jealous fucker. I remember Fudger had a fucking Audi TT. We was all out there. We was like the T-Birds, we all hanging around there. You know what I mean? It was fucking great. He was chuffed.
Stuff like you just got a nice car.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the back of that. It was no good for me.
No, it was fucking
I
didn't have the heart to tell Fudger. We haven't enough from the shit.
I come back from a Swans game. I think Swans, this was fucking down the vetch. Swans had a midweeker against fucking Cambridge or something in League 2. And we'd been in the Orange House. I was fucking howling.
Orange House. We had some days in the Orange House.
It was midweek Orange House, fucking £1.25 a pint or some shit and then Fudger brought me home in his fucking Audi TT. I nearly suffocated in the fucking back of it.
Orange House. Always reminds me of the Orange House when Dano and Lindsay must be Tyler christened. And 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, everyone got rid of the kids and everyone just went to the Orange House, done a load of pills, like, trying to make our own music. Everyone was beatboxing, no, 'cause it was quiet as fuck. Mitsubishi straight after christening, wasn't fucking good for the morale, to be fair. But it was a bank holiday Sunday, so away we go, like.
No, we did a few now, like book tables for big football matches
and
things like that. Yeah, we always had a fucking good crack.
Me and Cobbs was talking, we need to maybe grills, he's wet the baby's head, maybe. We need to arrange like a day like we did in the Cross Keys.
Yeah, with Stormans wet the baby's head, yeah. It's harder, like, as you get older.
Solid.
And the thing is, there's always someone who can't make it, and then you feel like then...
Arrange for another day, like.
But then if you do that, you'll never get something set up. So you just got to go, this is the date, this is what we're going to do, and if you can make it, great, and if you can't, and that's why that Christmas fucking drink in a gatehouse has become so important to me.
I agree, right? One day I will make it.
It's literally fucking once. We got a sweet one now.
Oh no, don't say that.
I got it in 2017. 2017.
It's perfect though.
It's fucking perfect. It's literally, boys, that Saturday, we're not going anywhere, we're just going to sit here, we're going to have a fucking swig all day, we have a laugh, and it's been getting bigger and bigger every year for fucking years.
I'm just waiting for it to get really big, and then I'll come in.
You come in.
No, like walking like Ric Flair, the cape and all that.
Like,
I am a real American. I do the old out ears to my hands to my ears when I walk in, like, you know.
But you know, you think about that in the last, say 2019, right? Times I went out, right? As regards individually with the boys, like that was Christmas, right? We went out for Stormans wetting the baby's head. Fuck, other times I go out.
No, it's like
I went out with my missus a number of times, you know what I mean? I went out in couples, start of the year we went out in couples, went for food, went for drinks. It's just fucking hard, especially when you've got kids, because you've got to palm the kids off on other people, like, you know.
And kids, especially with fucking podcast.
Yeah, and then you got the podcast as well, like. And the
Saints.
And the Saints and
kids football.
Well, kids football, fuck me. That have ruined me because...
I bet. I am ruined because you love it.
No, but what I mean is, like, I'm always clock watching on it. If I'm out on a Saturday night, I haven't been so bad maybe the last year or so, but when Kean was fucking 9 o'clock starts on a fucking Saturday, oh my God. You know, we went to they did Oktoberfest thing in a party pavilion, and we were sumping them steins down a fucking...
I was with it, it's a good night.
10 o'clock, I saw the fucking thing at 10 o'clock, I fucked off.
Really?
And it fell through the fucking door, and I was still fucking a bit shocking getting up in the morning, but like I saw Louis that next morning. Louis had got in at like 4 o'clock. Like, fucking hell, how can you fucking
really
how can you do that? Like, no, you know, and then go to kids football in the morning, you're stinking of booze trying to talk to fucking people. It ain't the fucking best, like.
As you said, it's just hard to fucking arrange, you know.
It's just seemingly hard to get boys together the older you get, like, or you end up in smaller crowds, you know. You got the boys who go to the football, they're the boys probably I see the most, because you like, I'll nip in the word for before the game, you see the same faces. But to go out, you know, fucking proper with the boys, fuck me, I gotta put a fucking holiday form in 6 weeks in advance just to get the fucking night out, like. But
I got my tickets this week for a fake festival now, right?
Fake Festival's a fucking great day.
Really?
Fake Festival's a great day. I gotta be honest, I can't take the piss too much, right? Because obviously I went to fucking BKB in November.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was another night out. I'll fucking claim that one. It wasn't a full scale boys night out, but it's only a handful of us, but it's still a night out with the boys. But like Benidorm now, end of March. You know, I know I'm away with her in April, but then we're going to Leicester then. In fact,
that's going to be amazing.
In May, innit? Is Leicester
June,
May? June. Oh my God, in May, Treco. You know, there's always something on that I've got, so it's not like I'm fucking living in the house. Like,
no, of course, yeah.
But gone are the days of fucking just going to a pub Saturday afternoon and having 7 pints and fucking going home. You know, them days are fucking long gone, sadly. But have you seen what I watched this week, which is good? I enjoyed it. PBC on Fox on YouTube, right? They've got their own channel,
right?
And they've got the countdown to
Wilder Fury
2.
Any good?
Yes, good.
Really?
It's well worth watching. Yeah.
I'll give that a whirl.
Proper in the camp. Goes in the camp with Fury with this Sugar Hill. What's his fucking second name? Sugar Hill Stewart. Yeah.
Right.
In the Kronk gym and that. Well,
So
no, it's not in the Kronk
what's
gym.
Fury gone with?
Fury's gone with Emmanuel Stewart's
No way.
nephew of Manuel Stewart's son, called Sugar Hill Stewart. He was in the Kronk gym when Fury went out there to train with Emmanuel Stewart when Fury was still young, right?
I think Fury just does his own thing, mind.
He does.
You know what?
He's training with Sugar Hill Stewart now, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about it. Together, they're sitting there together and they're wrapping Fury's hands and they're saying that, look, we don't think we can win on points against Wilder because they robbed Tyson last time. So we're going for a knockout. So we've started to change. How much of this is game plan?
Yeah, how much of this is nonsense, I don't know.
But they're saying, look, we're sitting down on our shots and we are going to stop Wilder. That's what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be allowed to film us doing any work.
That's
right.
right.
We'll talk to you, but so then they go to and then they follow in Wilder. I know it's like Wilder's gym. One thing I'll say about Wilder, I'm not a Wilder fan as regards. I don't like the way he carries on.
Right.
Sort of fucking diviny, you know, always loud and obnoxious.
All this
like,
bomb squad shit.
Bomb squad shit does my head in. But he still trains in a poxy gym.
Really?
Yeah, like a proper. I know where he started. Proper tin shack of a gym.
Really?
Yeah, and it just heavy bags and they're doing proper old school Rocky style training.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Which we all love, like.
Yeah, which I am a fan of. So, but it's good. It's 2 episodes. I think they're both about 20 minutes long each.
Yeah.
Only 2 that I've seen so far, anyway. But yeah, really fucking worth watching and actually sort of gets you, you know, pumped up for the fight. Like,
Oh, we love them, don't we? The countdowns.
Oh,
I got a couple now embedded to do.
I've seen 2. There's a third one out
today
which I haven't seen, but I love all that. You know, you watch him train John Jones, Shevchenko, and meeting him and all that. You know, it's quite a decent looking card. I didn't know much about Dominic Reyes, that John Jones is fighting.
Yeah.
I'd seen him stop Chris Weidman, but I hadn't seen much else. And he's actually got like a real, you know, background to it, watching a countdown show. He was like near enough a pro NFL footballer.
Really?
Yeah, he was a high school star. Went to a strong football college, full scholarship.
Yeah.
He was captain of his university team and all this, but just didn't make it to the NFL. Just like, you know, because it's such a fine line, isn't it? Yeah. He just didn't make it. So when he didn't make it, that's when he started getting into MMA, like, you know. So I think he's 12-0 as a pro. Stopped a lot of people, heavy-handed. Obviously, he's going up against the greatest fighter of all time.
Would you say that? Yeah.
John Jones.
Yeah,
Says.
I think so.
His resume says yes.
Yeah.
You know, he's beaten everyone who was anyone. Just beaten Daniel Cormier twice.
Yeah, with these like
gives you gold status because Daniel Cormier got to be in the running for that as well, being light heavyweight and heavyweight world champion. So yeah, John Jones probably the greatest of all time. And so when you're Dominic Reyes, it's all well and good smacking out people on the way up and then stopping Chris Weidman, who was a glorified middleweight. But when you're going against the greatest of all time, it's a different ball game altogether. Like, still be interesting. I think I'm going to get up. I normally get up for John Jones. He's one of the few that I'll get out of bed for. I don't know if there's any boxing on fucking Saturday. What's
Cal Brock, innit?
Is that this Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
20. What date? Wait, no. Is it this weekend? Is it?
Oh, have I got it wrong again?
I don't think it's this weekend because there's been no IFL interviews. Saying that they probably fucking on
Yeah.
shutdown there. But
you're all outside Anfield, isn't
it may be this weekend. What would the date be? The 8th?
Yeah.
8th. Yeah, it could be. If it's Cal Brook this weekend, sound. I got something to do Saturday night, boxing on. And then get up early for John Jones.
Yeah, I might get up early for that one.
Yeah, well, unless I go to work. I might go to fucking work. I'm starving fucker.
I have a couple of Enzo recommendations I've downloaded.
Right.
Well, one Enzo recommendation. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Brilliant.
Is it?
Seen the first.
Well, I like
seasons.
them, yeah.
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah. It's one of them that I borrowed 3 seasons off Daryl.
Yeah.
They gave me the DVDs. I watched the 3 seasons. Thought it was amazing. It's like, obviously Larry David was one of the writers of Seinfeld.
Right. Okay.
Way, right.
She's a funny man.
Funny man. Fucking. He just plays himself, but like a fucking out there version of himself.
Right. Okay.
So it's in very much the same vein as Ricky Gervais playing David Brent in The Office, right? But with Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm, he has absolutely no filter of what he says.
Right.
Right. So it's the predicaments that he puts himself in
Right.
by being his character in the show, and he's fucking tremendous. And I don't know why, I watched the first 3 seasons and then just never, the other one's back to Darla, never got the rest, but I know it's on Sky Go at the minute.
Yeah, well that's what I downloaded the first series, and then like I said, one Enzo recommended, but Enzo talked about it, and I downloaded Band of Brothers.
Brilliant.
Only
Have you seen Band of Brothers?
I've seen it once, amazing.
Oh my god.
But I've never seen it again, so I'll give that another whirl, because you're talking maybe 15, 20 years ago, like.
But
Must have been about 97.
It stands up, right?
Really?
Yes, right. I told Enzo about it, because Enzo was talking about it, because he hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
And I messaged him saying I was disappointed in it.
Right.
And I said, get on it, Enzo. I don't like war stuff, he said. I said, fucking get on it. So anyway, the first episode's a bit slow. David Schwimmer in the sort of training camp when they're in England. But the end of the first episode, where they're flying over Normandy, the day before the D-Day landings, because they dropped a lot of paras into
France,
Normandy in that area before the D-Day landings. From that point on, it is fucking balls to the wall. And that guy who was the guy that who's the ginger fella,
Damian Lewis.
The guy who Damian Lewis plays is a legitimate fucking person.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a made-up character. It's not fictional. It's a fucking proper story of that guy. And
because it flits back and forth to the old people, the talking heads, like.
Yeah, and he was like Superman, I reckon.
What?
I read the book as well, Band
Right,
Brothers.
go on.
He did crazy stuff, like run across open fields on his own, firing at the enemy and didn't get killed and things like that. Yeah, and you see it, he was proper. He went from just soldier all the way up as high as you can go. Because in the last few episodes, he's not fighting in them, he's like back in the background. He's like a general at that point, like, you know. But there's the one episode that I always remember is when they're in the forest in, what's the name of the place? They're stuck in the snow and they're getting shelled by the Germans.
Right.
And it's fucking harrowing as fuck, but it's full on, like, amazing. HBO, you know, chucked all the money into it.
They did at that time,
you know, and they made it proper, big budget TV. Amazing. And like I say, I've read the book, which is obviously fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And the book where it was adapted from, like, and absolutely amazing. Did you ever watch The Pacific?
No, I didn't.
Because The Pacific was like the next
American
one
version.
along.
Any good? Not as good.
No, it was not as good as Band of Brothers, but still, in its own way, very good. But obviously, you're always comparing it to Band of Brothers, which
it's probably
it's hard to do, because Band of Brothers is fucking better, like, you know. Anything else?
I started watching The Boys on Amazon.
Right.
Great stuff.
I haven't seen it.
Very good. So it's like think of like a superhero. It's like a superhero series.
Right.
But the superheroes are horrible fuckers.
Right.
They basically fucking go around raping women.
What?
Honestly, it's fucking mad. So we've got like this fucking so we've got these gangs, it's superheroes all over the planet, I think, but we've got these top 7, like, so then they'll make movies on them, and they'll see them in like business meetings, saying, oh look, our market share is up by 7%,
right.
You've got to get your Twitter following up, come on in, let's go on a mission now, we'll fucking, there's something dodgy happening down the docks, we'll put on Instagram,
right.
And like they just fucking, so they talk about money and fucking making more merchandise, and there's one guy who's invisible, but he can only be invisible if he's naked, like.
Right.
So like, he's fucking spying on a bird in the toilet. But then they say he's there, and he just sees him walking around there with his cock out, which you're not expecting from fucking Iron Man,
Yeah.
You know, it's very funny, mad. And then what else did I watch? Actually, I've been on fuck Netflix off this week. I got on Amazon a lot.
Right.
Amazon Prime. And I watched The Vice.
Right.
Dick Cheney.
Oh, I want to see that.
My God,
he's a belter, isn't he?
He's something. Probably the maddest thing about Dick Cheney, right? They went duck shooting, and he shot his mate in the face, right? So it'd be equivalent to me and you out fishing, and I shoot you in the grill, right? Dick Cheney, such a bad motherfucker that the guy he shot in the face apologised to Dick Cheney live on TV. He literally apologised to Senator Cheney.
Dick Cheney's probably Illuminati stuff, isn't he?
Unbelievable, man. Don't forget, he was in he's been in politics since the Nixon days. Watergate time, he's embedded in all that shit.
Yeah.
He was with George fucking Bush Senior, and then George Bush Junior got him back in. He quit his job with Abertillery, making weapons for the military. Abertillery gave him £26 million payoff, and then Abertillery won basically every contract for the Iraq war, like.
Yeah.
Crazy. And it's also made by the people who made Big Short.
Yes, great film.
Which I think they made another film as well, which I can't remember, but Adam McKay, is it?
Right.
He's a genius filmmaker, like, he's
I
absolutely,
really
the way he
enjoyed
makes
Big
film.
Short, yeah.
Big Short is an amazing film.
Here's
Margot Robbie to break it down for you.
Yeah. Anything Margot Robbie does for starters is alright.
Fuck yeah, mate. Margot Robbie.
Is the number one. She is
Margot
the
Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street is
Dear
fucking
Lord.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Duchess, fuck me.
Absolutely amazing. I watched Killer Inside, The Mind of Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, absolute crackers! The equivalent of Wayne Rooney, just
Yeah.
murdering people.
Yeah, brilliant, don't it?
Madness.
Fascinating story.
Madness.
Like. I sort of, on the outskirts of knowing about it when it happened.
Right.
Didn't really know the ins and outs of it. Didn't really understand the scale of who Aaron Hernandez was until I watched the documentary. I thought it was fucking fascinating.
Mate, it's the equivalent of Wayne Rooney basically killing people and not getting caught.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he didn't just kill that guy, he killed two people as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It absolutely bananas to think. Like, obviously a lot went on in his life.
Yeah.
And obviously they break all that down, so not spoiling it for anyone. And, if you do chuck it on CTE onto the top of it as well, and maybe the effects of that and how that could have affected him, and maybe just the fact he was a bit of a cunt.
Yeah,
There was a lot of things in his nature that led to all those incidents happening, but it's just mental to think that the fucking Patriots were giving him $40 million contract, and he'd already killed people. But obviously they weren't to know. Obviously,
of course.
You know what I mean? It's a fucking absolutely fascinating story. But yeah, fucking absolutely fucking brilliant. The other fucking thing which I saw funny was not anything I watched on Netflix. You see the letter Ollie McBurney got sent?
Amazing.
Right.
Of some fucking 9-year-old fucking spelling on the dog.
He's proper got all the Cardiff fans on fucking strings now.
Man, he got a score against them in the FA Cup now.
I just seen now that he put Cardiff got knocked out last night, did they?
Oh, I thought Cardiff went through.
Or did Cardiff go through?
I'm sure they went through.
Alright, whatever they did, he tweeted
swimming away.
So you know he's gonna fucking love that if they got Cardiff. I didn't see any of the football. I saw that Liverpool won. Yeah, I saw the Liverpool one, and that's all. Speaking of Liverpool, they're fucking awesome. And I'm not Liverpool.
It's like half part of me thinks, the way they're gonna win it could be anticlimactic, but it's not, is it? Because they've waited 30 odd years to win it. So no matter how they win it, it's gonna be fucking amazing for them. It's just such a fucking great side.
I look at it, and I've watched them play quite a bit this year because I like to watch entertaining sides, and fuck me, there's no more entertaining side than them. And they thoroughly deserve it. Absolutely deserve it. I've watched Man City as much as I've watched Liverpool, and they don't deserve it. Man City are that many points behind Liverpool because that's thoroughly where they deserve to fucking be. Because I watched them against Spurs on a weekend, and they've made hard work of many games this fucking year, even games they've won. And
they had 50 odd. Everyone's blaming City's defence. They had 50 odd shots on goal and only had 2 on target. That tells you where the problem is.
They got a lot bigger problems there than just the defence. I don't,
bear with, same as people got to bear with Klopp, people got to bear with the AIC. We said 2 years ago Guardiola's a fraud. It's just took 2 years to come out.
I tell you when I know that he is a fucking fraud is when he spent, and I know he started Aguero at the weekend, but fuck me, Aguero spends way too much time on a bench for my
He's one of the best strikers in the league.
He's not just that, he's one of the best strikers of all time in the Premier League, right?
And
his record is fucking incredible. And I look, and he's got Gabriel. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Gabriel Jesus is a great footballer, but at this moment in time, you do not need to be playing. It's like with Guardiola, I've always found he tries to do things different to other people, just so people can go,
Yeah.
what a genius Guardiola is.
Well, as the story goes, and it is right, because I seen Carline's Rummenigge talking about it, and he wanted Bayern Munich won the league, 2 games to spare. Guardiola wanted to put Manuel Neuer in the middle of the park, mate.
Right.
Second from last game.
No.
And
Just to do it.
Rummenigge went like that. No, everyone's going to think you're taking the piss.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
and
he
he said,
was.
no, he's good enough. But he was like, no, he said, it's just the wrong. And the Germans, he miserable as fuck. He went, no, you can't do that, like, it's disrespectful.
He strikes me as that he's got to find. So people can turn around and go, Guardiola, what a coach. Who would have seen that Philip Lahm would be a centre midfielder? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, who would have seen Gail Clichy played centre midfield once? Right, he's playing Gail Clichy, a left back in centre midfield, because he's a fucking tactical genius like Guardiola. Stop trying to reinvent the game, you fucking numpty. Just play people where they're supposed to fucking play. If Gail Clichy was supposed to be a centre midfielder, he'd have fucking been a centre midfielder, right? So I always feel that he's got that in his locker, and when the amount of times I've seen Aguero subbed or sitting on a bench and not starting boggles my fucking mind. It's like as if he wants to go, no, I'll win all this without Sergio Aguero because I'm Pep Guardiola, like, you know, and that's not the right attitude, because Aguero should be starting every game.
First name on the sheet.
First name on fucking team sheet for me. So, you know, like I say, if any other manager that had spent the amount of money Guardiola had fucking spent, and at the time Guardiola had ended up 22 points behind fucking Liverpool at this stage of the season, they could end up fucking even more behind. They'd have been looking again the fucking sack, mate.
Yeah, probably.
Right? Jose Mourinho got sacked for finishing second with a dog shit side, right? Finished second to Man City and got sacked from Man United, right? So, and he didn't finish 22 fucking points behind Man City either, right? So
sometimes you've got to look. It takes looking at the part. Sometimes you've got to look back and realise how lucky and good teams are. It's not like the one that strikes me. Martin O'Neill got sacked, finishing 5th or 6th.
With Villa.
Martin O'Neill constantly got Villa 5th or 6th. As soon as they got rid of Martin O'Neill, they get relegated. What they didn't realise was he was actually doing the best job he could with that Villa side. Kerbishley got sacked for constantly finishing in the Premier League, and in the end, then people get bored, don't they? To think, oh, this isn't good enough. We just mid-table every year. You know, sometimes you can't push on, like.
No, because you're Charlton, you're not fucking. You know, you're not Man City, You're already punching above your fucking weight, like. You know, say we saw it ourselves with the fucking Swans, didn't we? You know, you finish 8th on the Gary Bunk. It's like, well, next year we're going to be in the we're going to be in the fucking Champions League.
No, you're not, like.
No, you're not, because you're not meant to be 8th, let alone fucking Champions League places.
Do you love this new Swans portal thing on Twitter?
Yes.
Wherever they keep on bringing like old photos. I love it.
I like seeing all the old stuff.
Love it. Andy Legg, top scorer, 15 goals.
That was a good one yesterday, as it goes. Good side. Well, you know, and you look at it and you go, fuck, I forgot about him. I forgot about him, you know, fucking hell. Because was it from 95?
Something like that,
95, 96, or 15, 16 I was. So, no, I like to see any stuff like that. That's why, to be fair to Peter Jones, when he puts the Tosh stuff up, it's always fucking great. Black and white photos and all stuff. And I
seen one the other day, fucking Robbie James, 26 goals from midfield.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, imagine that today.
No, he'd be worth, how much money would he be worth?
Like, he'd be worth fucking 40 million.
But anything like that, that's why I follow those like 90s football, forgotten goals, all these ones. And
when football was bad.
And they just all different stuff of like, there was one yesterday, who was the fucking guy for Man City? He scored absolute screamer. Birch, Ian something, I can't even think of his name. He's a full-back, and he Old Trafford for Man City, and he launched one in the stands from about 30 fucking yards, right? And you're going, fucking hell, I forgot all about that player. I can't even remember if I ever saw that goal. It was in the 80s, or something. Blackwell, was it Blackwell?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know, I can't remember anyway. But I like to see all that old stuff, anything like that. I'm right up for all that type of stuff. I know where they find all them fucking things, man.
Unbelievable
Amount of work must go into that type of thing, just for a few likes and that. But I do like all that stuff. I did see, I'm gonna buy I haven't bought Swans gear for ages, right? Because I don't wear none of that stuff.
Right, okay.
But I want
Not sure where this is
I
going.
want shorts, I do.
Oh, that's fair.
Right?
Shorts are allowed, I think, eh?
Yeah, I just want shorts, and I seen they
Oh,
got.
there's a fucking Joe, mama.
Nah, shit. Yeah, you know me, I'm an Adidas man. So
Yeah.
when they had the Adidas, I actually don't know where my Swans Adidas shorts are gone. I had a black pair of Swans Adidas shorts, and where the fuck they got lost in the mix-up somewhere. But I just want to get a pair of shorts for running London Marathon. I just want Swan shorts for that.
Don't know what Cobley did. Cobley bought that.
You've got the proper shorts.
No, he fucked up, he did. He bought these Lycra shorts, not knowing that they were shorts he wear underneath his shorts.
Right.
So Cobley done the Cardiff half, basically
With his
cock,
package out, yeah.
basically with his cock out, like.
I've got the they're not cycling shorts, you know what I mean? You know,
Right,
what
yeah.
happened was I had.
Do you get bad chafing with a marathon?
No. I
Do lube up
No.
like that woman on this morning.
No. I do. I vaz fuck out of my feet.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you get a lot of blisters and stuff, and you do a lot of mileage. But I haven't had any problems with chafing at any point. But
I haven't had swing out sisters for years, mate.
when I was first running, I used to get some bad ones. When I trained for that first marathon I done, fucking one of my toes was black. I lost a toenail.
Oh, no.
I lost two toenails. I lost one big toenail and I lost one little one. And they've grown back now. And this time round, I haven't had any problems. But I do vaz my feet a lot. But yeah, I got the old style cycling shorts. Not in old style, like the running shorts. I like cycling shorts. But I bought them because I was having problems. I was just very fucking worried about pulling my quads and that after I'd done a Port Talbot half marathon, and I bought them, and now they're like a fucking comfort blanket for me.
Right, yeah,
You know,
a bit of a lucky's charm.
Yeah, it's like, I'm keeping it. I always wear them because I just feel comfortable in them. Like I got those compression socks. Have you seen them? They're like they're like calf supports, and I wear them. Anything basically to fucking hold myself together because I'm fucking falling apart. And long distance running doesn't fucking help matters. Oh, listen to this fucking shit, right? So I'm obviously Niall plays in the Malsters. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm on a Malsters, his team's group, WhatsApp group, and the manager says, we're looking at getting the kids to run when they do the Swansea 10k. They do smaller races. For the kids, they do a 3k and a 5k. We're going to see if the kids are up for doing any of these.
Yeah.
You know, would anyone be up for running the 10k? So fucking 10k it's easy for
small
me.
change for him, isn't it?
So I goes, yeah, that's all right, I'll run the 10k. He goes, since this for charity, you can run it in a Malsters kit.
Yeah, they can fuck off. Charity begins at home.
Absolutely.
I couldn't give a fuck if we feed him 500,000 Africans.
No.
And Mutzi is giving me a blowjob. He ain't putting me in a fucking Malsters kit.
These boys know I got nothing but respect for the Malsters junior setup and the seniors, and I would consider them all mates of mine. But there has to be a line drawn in the sand somewhere, right?
Exactly.
And I cannot be seen running up fucking Mumbles Road in a Malsters kit.
Oh, fuck that.
Because next thing, I'm just getting torrents of abuse from fucking all angles.
Exactly.
So, no, that won't be fucking happening.
That's how I played in that over 45s league.
I saw the photos.
Not over, it's over 35s.
Over 35s.
The Mall are cheating like fuck. They all still fucking playing more or less. They all on the verge of 35, innit? James Norman, Brownie, they all still playing in Kent, you know. And enjoyed it, mate. Touch is gone.
Who did it play against?
Toddy, Boundy, everyone. Boundy still got it, mate.
Yeah.
Boundy still got it, like.
Boundy, like after we met him, he's in great nick, isn't he?
Amazing nick. That left foot like a fucking wand.
And he does a lot of. I know he does a lot of running himself.
So because he's in good nick, it's easy.
It's easy.
For me, your touch is gone.
Right.
Fucking hell! I had a fucking chance on the fucking penalty spot. Jaffa laid it off to me, and it was one of them where I literally missed the ball, like a proper spaz, like embarrassed myself.
Yeah.
But listen, 15 years ago, I was sitting in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
But no. But great having a kick about, mate.
I
tell you what I did love. Fucking hell. Must have done about 9, 10, 50-50s, mate.
Was
And
it?
it's great, yeah. No, because I tell you what was nice, right? Swansea League now, it's all about doing someone, like.
Right.
Fucking, like I said to you last week, like Luke Edwards, done. Criddle and fucking... Everyone's looking out to do each other, right?
Right.
And it was great going into 50-50s.
Honestly.
But going into the ball, right? And I love a 50-50. I
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
used to love it. And he knows that you're going in for them because the ball's there. If you do get in it slightly late, innit? A foul is a foul, innit? But you know we're going into it, and no one's going in to do it once you hit the deck. No one's going over the ball,
Yeah.
and it is fucking. But yeah, it's great.
No, I think about playing a lot. Like you miss that, but I don't miss playing as I am now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in my head, if I
That's
could,
frustrating as fuck.
That's right.
Yeah, really frustrating.
If I could play like I was fucking 18 again, then I'd happily play.
Yeah.
But I know now. You fucking remember we played in those charity five-a-sides for.
Yeah, don't do yourself justice.
But I still felt like I had my legs with me then, and I still felt like I could get around the pitch and play to a certain level. But that was 3-4 years ago.
A bit longer than that, I think.
Probably maybe longer than that. And now I don't feel as confident at all. Like,
Yeah.
you know? And I just think to myself, no, don't do it right. And especially because obviously I'm training for London Marathon.
Yeah, that
I'm not
you
gonna,
can't-
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
no.
put myself in a position where I can get fucking hurt. Like, obviously you know full well, the last time I did play, Louis broke my fucking ribs.
Yeah.
I was off work for a week. So, no, I think about it, and I think about playing. I think I wouldn't mind playing on the 3G surfaces just because you don't have to worry too much about your touch. Like, 'cause
Yeah, of course.
the ball's not skipping up in front of you,
Yeah.
and it's coming into you true, so you can sort of get it under a bit more.
But it's nice to have it was good to have a kick about. Tilly just text me.
Yes.
Ryan, I've stitched it right up big time.
Oh.
Next message. KFC, when I'm on a diet. Next message, not on mush. You should be in school, you fucking phone cunt. What are you doing in the house on your fucking phone?
I'm gonna do a U-turn there. Fuck 'em. Yeah. Right. Put a photo on. It's on Instagram. It is.
Yeah.
Just me and Kate. I
Oh,
didn't
I
take a
know,
photo
look,
of it.
no, don't worry. Tell her to fuck off now. Cow.
But no, but she's healthy eating, and you're not healthy eating. You and me. So you know,
What do we
fucking-
do? We
We got
the valleys.
Oh fucking hell. Well, we proper done breaking. We're back now in God's country. Proper God's country. What have we done? We've probably done-
48:35. I think I've done 3 hours now,
done
really,
over
haven't
3
we?
hours now, I would imagine.
On a split shift, like.
On a split shift. Should we call it a day, is it?
Yeah, go on.
This is AAC on the fucking road with Jack Shore. I would have Jack Shore, and another 45 minutes of us. It's been a pleasure, Pat.
Yeah, what was this?
Fucking day off work, like. I
Whack
can't
us
fucking
off,
believe
yeah.
it. Let's get the fuck out here. Peace.
Ambition is critical.